Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Friday, May 17th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 85. In hour one of today's show, we'll recap game one of LSU versus Ole Miss, talk LSU football recruiting, a professional golfer in handcuffs, LSU softball, and a whole lot more. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Hail Miss! Suck it, you nerds! That's right, baby. Game one in the books. Tigers taking it down last night in inclement weather. A lot of baseball to get to today, a lot of softball to get to today, and it's coming at you sooner rather than later. I'll try to mention this a few times throughout the show so everybody knows, but I believe the softball regional start time has been bumped up to 11 a.m. there, Jake, and I believe that baseball game 2 has been bumped up to noon. So if you have been making plans to go, and I get it, it kind of sucks, right? These are literally the most important games of the season, and it's tough to change your schedule around last minute and try to get out there. But if you can, go out there, support these teams, season on the line, postseason baseball. This is what it all comes down to, and we'll continue to break down last night and today throughout the show today. T-Bob Hebert, Jacob Hester, Jacob Beck, and Taylor Sharp hanging out with you today. How's everyone going, guys?
Oh, full government name felt weird. I'm going to be honest with you.
Jacob Hester.
Yeah, it did. Coming from you.
All-American.
You haven't called me that in a long time.
Beck, do you prefer Jake or Jacob?
I pretty much go by Jacob from everyone except for like my grandparents and some of my family. But
well, then that's fine because then we can go Jake and Jacob and
yeah,
we'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Taylor, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I just go by Taylor, in case you were wondering.
I like to call you Tay-Tay. I like how Alonzo does that. I think it's cute and fun.
Yeah, I like Tay-Tay.
And I'm into it.
I think it's cute, too, especially coming from another grown man. Not weird at all.
That's even the more fun part about it.
I don't think it's weird.
I don't think it's weird at all.
Only Harrison Butker thinks it's weird, okay?
That's
Relax,
true.
Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
No, it took everything in me not to immediately yell at Taylor to shut up right after I asked him how he was doing, but I'll give him his roses this morning. Crazy storms again last night. The greenage, the suck zone, all of it back. Again, if you have not gone and rewatched Twister, go check it out.
You opened this portal, I think, by turning on Twister the
I think
other
I
night.
did too. Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. And look, we got more coming up tonight, right? But the point is, all the power went out, and Tay-Tay did a very good job of, once again, making sure that everything was up and running, and we were able to do this show both on video and audio. So good job, Tay-Tay.
Good heads up getting into the building today as well. Because I would have sat there for a long time trying to swipe my card that was not going to swipe.
Oh, like I sat outside for 15 minutes. I text Brain, and I'm like, yo, when you get a break, can you let me in? Because I didn't know the lobby was open.
Yeah.
See, I was trying not to put that information out there.
Lobby's not open. It's definitely
not
locked.
open. It's
Don't
definitely
show
they
up.
closed it
Don't
now.
show up. Yeah, it's definitely locked.
No, I
Locked
mean like
up.
the card thing on the lobby.
Yeah.
The other ones aren't working.
Way to go, Tay-Tay. Right? I mean, see, that's why you can't, you
gave him an attaboy.
That's what I'm saying. You give him an inch, he takes a mile.
Yeah, one
Give a
attaboy.
moose a muffin, next thing you know, he's destroyed your kitchen. Like, what's the other one? Give a mouse a cookie. It all applies to Taylor is the point.
Give a Cowboys fan a win.
We'll talk a little recruiting as well as I believe that there's a little melt going on. Well, what is the reaction on Tiger dropping? Say to Corey and Moore, the 5-star #1 receiver in the country who, the commitment to LSU has felt sketchy for a while now. He is apparently committed to Texas, or I guess, was he committed to Texas originally or always leaning Texas? Whatever. remember like 2 months ago, there were a bunch of rumors that this was happening, and he like reaffirmed his commitment to LSU. But we were basically like, look, we'll just see where this goes. He's from Duncanville in Texas, and well, it appears that he wants to be a Longhorn. What is the Tiger droppings? What are the message boards saying?
So you're gonna think I'm lying. I don't know because I haven't been on it.
Okay, yeah, I know you're lying.
Here, do some research in the commercial.
When
break.
I saw it, it was like 10 o'clock last night. I was about to go to bed, and then this morning was crazy, so I just haven't looked.
We did talk about it. I think we were out at U Club doing one of our shows, so it's been a while since we talked about this. But you're right; it never felt like it was on steady ground since then. And then just more rumors pick up, and you hoped, if you're an LSU fan, that having the number one quarterback committed to you, and a very solid commitment, somebody that goes out and talks about LSU in every interview that he's doing, you've got the number one running back, like all those things in this class would almost be able to keep the commitment of the entire class, certainly the offensive players. And so, like, maybe you thought that could get it done, but the whispers were too loud probably for us to believe anything other than it was going to end up being Texas.
Yeah, and I don't know the full, because you're right. I mean, Bryce Underwood's probably the reason why he committed in the first place.
Right.
How convincing Underwood has been. And let's be clear, this is still going to be a fine wide receiver class for LSU, and they do a very good job of recruiting that position, and Cortez Hankton obviously developing. But, this is also probably a situation where I think Texas could probably offer more too, right? I do think they have a bit of a deeper pockets. I don't think this is not 1-to-1 to something like the Dominic Williams situation. I think it's more that, that's already kind of I believe closer to his home. So it's his hometown team in some ways, and it's a bit more money. And then maybe LSU kind of saying, well, do you match there, or with that money, could you go get two really good players or something along that? Whereas Texas doesn't have to worry about, is that a lot of money for one player because their pockets are slightly deeper. Again, I don't think, I do not say this to cause any panic. As we've talked about plenty, LSU is fine financially in the age of NIL. They have the resources. They just don't have the top level resource. It's like a team. I don't know a great baseball analogy here, Jake. Like LSU's like a good upper mid-level team that is willing to spend, certainly, but they're not going to go like the Yankees and just be like, F it, we're just going to go.
LSU can be the Braves.
Yes, there we go.
They're going to have a very solid payroll. It's going to be somewhere in the top 6, but it's not going to be the Dodgers.
Yes, you cannot accuse them of not caring or trying to be cheap. But yes, at the end of the day, and honestly, we don't talk about that enough probably. That's kind of what NIL's like more than anything is baseball, because there's no salary cap. And you could just say F it and go all in if you want, if you're one of these Ohio States or Texas or something or another. So DeCorey Moore decommitting, but hey, we'll see. We'll see, man. I can't imagine that the look, it also, here's the other dirty truth about it. Moore, awesome player, going to be awesome. I don't care about anybody in that class except for Bryce Underwood. Keep the quarterback above all else. And obviously you still got to you got to get some defenders in there. You got to get some big defensive tackles and whatnot. But if you keep the number one player in the entire country, the number one quarterback in the entire country, you keep him in the class, well, everything else is fine, no matter what. So,
you'd like to keep those other guys, and you've got Barry at running back, and you've got some really good players committed to you. You have a top 3 class, all those things, but the crown jewel is always going to be the quarterback, and certainly if it's a 5-star quarterback, number one quarterback in the country. That's just always going to play, and then you try to build the pieces around that.
And look, we can circle back around to this because I need to do some more. Research on the. I just heard about DeCorey Moore when I was talking to Taylor this morning. How about that game last night, though? Alec Box, dude, this team back against the wall continues to play very good baseball. Now, it sucks because you have moments like last Friday where the disappointment is such that it can almost overshadow all the good. But, when you look, what's your record right now for the second half of this SEC slate thus far?
You got 2 against Mizzou. You got 2 against Auburn. You got 2 against A&M. You got 1 against Alabama, right?
I'm on my brain's
So
up.
And then the one last night,
8-4,
8-4
if you
yeah.
had.
That's what I'm saying. You're playing very good baseball right now. You're consistently making the big plays. Last night it was Braswell with a big bases loaded hit, followed up by Tommy White with a big 2-strike hit to add 5-1. I mean, we had a Tommy White triple, first of his career. White saying after the game he thinks that's the first time he's hit a triple, Jake, since he was 9 years old when they were playing on a big field and the small bases, so it didn't really count. I like how Ben McDonald said it. I think he said he was like pulling a tractor or something around the corner or pulling a sled. I mean, my guy was huffing and puffing. It was still kind of almost a play at third, but whatever.
You said he was pulling anchors.
That's what he said. Yes, dragging an anchor around second base. Yes. But Tommy White triple. Again, whatever. I'm getting distracted by the triple. The point is, the guys made the plays. Braswell, the big base was hit. You jump out to a 5-0 lead. And then one of the pleasant parts of this 8-4 run has been a consistent bullpen. And once again, it's the emergence of Christian Little that's kind of at the center of it. I mean, Gage Jumps gives you a very solid 6 where he doesn't have his best stuff. Gives up 5 hits, but only 1 run, battling once guys got on base. 8 Ks, really impressive, tenacious stuff from Jump. And then Christian Little comes in, and my God, that 7th inning, bro. I mean, that looked like a guy who's throwing with as much confidence as I've ever seen him with in his entire career. And I love it because you had the wobble on Friday. He comes back Sunday, looks great. Comes back last night, looks great. And you're like, okay, the wobble was just that, a wobble. You can start to give yourself over to Christian Little and really believe that when he comes in, you should feel confident.
Yeah, I agree with you because you're wondering how he was going to come back. And I love that Jay threw him in a very high leverage situation on Sunday in the last series against Alabama, and then he's able to come out on the other side because wherever you end up, you're going to need Griffin Herring and you're going to need Christian Little because they have really been part of the reason why you're able to be 8-4 because we've called them finishers. And so when they come in, you're going to slam the door oftentimes. And like we were surprised when Christian Little didn't the first time against Alabama because that's how consistent he's been. Like, if there's any path for LSU to do anything in any postseason, those 2 players are going to be as important as any. And so it's like to see him get back and now it be 2 appearances in a row. That gives you that confidence that we had before he went out there on Friday against Alabama.
And that's got to be what, like 5 of 6, or 4 or 5 at least from. I feel like when Little's when we've seen him recently and him doing well. Ackenhausen looked a bit wobbly on the walk, but then he gets the big double play. And then, what do you think? What is the missing piece with Gavin Guidry right now? It's odd because he has the attitude, right? Like he ain't scared, and that's kind of goal number 1 if you're going to be a great bullpen arm. Having that intangible, like put me on that stage and let me spin. I mean, last night I guess it was just a lack of control, but it's like he has attitude, he has the stuff. I'm just wondering, how do you maximize Gavin Guidry? How can you got to get him to click? Do you continue to just lean into his pitching? Maybe going into next year, do you start to explore him in the field a bit more? Once again, I'm not sure, but I felt really good about Guidry coming in last night, and then just a bit of a rough outing, and you end up having to use Griffin Herring for just 8 pitches, so you didn't really use him, but you had to put him in there.
Before I get to Guidry, I wonder what that means for Griffin Herring. Like, yes, I mean, he didn't throw, like you said, T-Bob. I mean, he threw less than 10 pitches. But remember about 2 weeks ago, Jay Johnson, when he came on our show, he said Griffin Herring's a 1 appearance a weekend kind of guy. And that was a quote that he had. So I wonder, like.
But he had a quote last night where he said, we almost got out of there that using Griffin, but he only threw 8 pitches, so it's not like we really used him. So I would take that to say that Griffin Herring still very much available.
Yeah, because I hope so.
Yes.
Because that was the thing that I was watching
after 8 pitches.
When I was watching, I'm like, I saw Griffin Herring coming to the game, and I'm like, I don't love the quote that Jay Johnson said. Now that I'm remembering how he said it on the show,
I agree. I mean,
and I was mad at Guidry.
100%. Like Fawn says, started to have PTSD in the 9th last night. Really started to panic. I know. I mean, how could you not after last Friday, right? I mean, it was starting to take on a eerily similar sort of feel, and then you put in who's actually statistically been the best reliever in the entire SEC, Griffin Herring, and a guy who is really, just from a statistical standpoint, Jake, the only guy that really stands out in terms of like SEC ranks. Yeah. When you look at like who are the best. So, and yes, and I agree with Stephen Miller here, because you made sure not to extend Little. You made sure not to extend Ackenhausen. Yes. You made sure not to extend Herring. All these guys still should be available. And look, I think tonight's going to be a battle. This is definitely the best battle of the starters with Luke Coleman and Liam Doyle. And maybe you get a couple of those guys tonight. Maybe some are still available for Saturday. Or excuse me, I should say today. Game starts at noon. So just a really great night for LSU baseball all around. Some clutch hitting in the beginning. Bats go cold, but the bullpen continues. It's been an excellent run as of late, and you get a massive win. And, well, now you got to make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, another thing that stood out to me that we hadn't talked about yet is just Stephen Milam continues to not look like a freshman.
Milam's been incredible.
Continues to hit, because even like Ashton Larson, if you look at his last 2 games combined, he's I think 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So freshman wall, we always talk about it, different sports, and so maybe Ashton's coming up on that wall a little bit now. Now there's a little bit of a book on maybe how to get him out, see if he can climb out of that. Now, Milam went through some of that, but it never really hit the bottom. Like, even when he was struggling, he was still scrapping up there at the plate. So he comes back. He's 2 of 3 again last night. Like, this is somebody that you can now fully count on, no longer a freshman type mentality. And I don't know what you do. I don't know if you move him up in the lineup. It feels like he's kind of thrived more in the back end of the lineup. But as a freshman, he has been highly impressive, and can't wait to watch him continue to develop.
Yeah, I mean, I say probably just leave him where he's at, because he feels like he's doing such a good job of setting up the top of that lineup as well as cleaning up anybody who finds their way to base. But, Monster started awesome, ran into what is, hey, I'm an 18-year-old suddenly playing in the SEC, and then through that has figured it out. And now he's playing out of his mind, better than he ever has. So Larson kind of the same thing, but his timeline just started later than Milam's did.
Yeah.
So, I wonder, does Larson have enough time where he kind of figures it back out in the same way that Milam did? I don't know, but just a really solid performance in Game 1 last night from LSU. Again, Game 2 going to be at noon today. Coming up next, we'll get to your baseball takes. We can get some more Decorian Moore. We got to get Scotty Scheffler being arrested at Valhalla today. So, look, if you want to get involved, youtube.com/1045ESPN. Hit the like button. Sub to the channel, my friends. That's where you can comment in the Body for YouTube chat and whatnot. And we'll be back with more OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552. Go to Central Plumbing today and take advantage of the flat rate pricing, the excellent warranty, the licensed and bonded and insured employees, the 50 years of experience, okay? These all add up to make it your one-stop plumbing shop, whether you need repairs or you're just looking to upgrade or get something like a tankless water heater. Either way, the answer is Central Plumbing.
Yeah, you can go tankless today with Central Plumbing. Never run out of hot water again. Like for us, we get home late from the ball field all the time. Whatever it is, maybe it stands, maybe it's work for you, whatever. And you still got to do laundry, dishes, shower before you get in bed, right? All those things. Don't worry, because you'll never, again, run out of hot water. And you can get it done with Central Plumbing. Go to the website today, centralplumbing.org.
Off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Showroom and taking $11,000 off the powerful new Charger. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart...
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hours return. Recap Game 1 of LSU Ole Miss. Get you set for the rest of the weekend. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's up, yo? Welcome back. Eric Trust says, good tune. Michael says, Alondra back? No. Shake it back. Nice tune,
Just
Dad.
me.
Nice tune, Dad.
Saw it at Jazz Fest a couple weeks ago. Pretty awesome.
That would be so much fun. I wanted to go, but I was a little too tired.
Got a set list myself as well.
My kids have been, y'all don't even know about JoJo Siwa, do you?
Oh, yeah, I do.
God, my brain
When we were growing up, like, she kind of just like became known.
Yeah, from
and then she kind of like took a couple years off, and now she's like big again.
I don't know.
I saw her. She was at like the MLB celebrity softball game I think one
that makes
time.
sense.
She was wearing a Cubs jersey too. I guess I don't know if she's from Chicago or what.
We're both Cubs fans.
Yeah,
so.
That's how T-Bop knows it. He saw her at the Cubs game.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you listen to enough JoJo, it's crazy, dude. If your brain will melt under a deluge of like sparkles and sugar and motivational lyrics. I don't think there's a person on the planet that has more motivational lyrics than JoJo Siwa. Like, it's no surprise she's successful because every single song is just about like, I know what I want and I'm going to get it and I'm going to work my ass off to get there. Like, I listened to her and I started to feel overwhelmed. Then they started listening to Spice Girls, which was fun at first and nostalgic at first.
But then it gets annoying.
I can't listen to. If I hear Ziggy Zig another time, I'm gonna break my own nose.
Why would you break your nose?
Because I need pain to distract me from the pain.
Okay.
Also, my daughter, I didn't love this. We're watching Spice Girls videos at home. They're dancing, and she runs up to me and goes, "Dad, can you tie my shirt up so my belly button shows?"
No.
That's not great.
No, I did it.
I know you did.
I did.
That's not great.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Who's your favorite Spice Girl? I was always a Baby Spice fan.
Sporty.
That checks out. I would say both Baby and Sporty checks out in terms of us. Did y'all have a favorite Spice Girl?
So I know who Mel B is, so I'll go with her.
Who's Mel B?
Scary Spice. Right?
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
I just know who she is because she's a judge on one of the talent shows or whatever.
I mean, it's too obvious to go with Victoria Beckham, right?
No. Ooh, Victoria Beckham was a Spice Girl?
Quite for me.
Okay, well then Victoria Beckham is my favorite Spice Girl.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
What do you just love Victoria Beckham?
I mean,
felt some
I don't
passion there.
love it. No, so you know why? She's my favorite Spice Girl because my wife is named Victoria.
Oh,
okay. How about that, T-Bob? Okay.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne has a good verse about Posh Spice on one of his songs.
I look, I mean, if we're talking about two people that I would watch copulate, David and Victoria would be near the top of the list, 1,000%.
725.
It's a little early.
But that's why I used the advanced vocabulary there.
Yeah, that was very not obvious at all what you were talking about.
Well, thanks for shining light on it here, guys. I mean, I feel like y'all are as culpable as I am at this point.
Yeah. We are now. You're right.
Yeah, I just... Ooh. Okay, I got to stop thinking of Spice Girls. I do want to do this real quick. I want to give Michael Braswell a little bit more love. I know we talked about coming up with the clutch hit, but Braswell's defense has been much maligned for much of the year, and rightfully so. But last night he had a few big plays. He had the great double play where he leapt up in the air and then got the guy at first to get Gage out of an early kind of little sketchy sitch. And then wasn't in the eighth with Agenhausen, wasn't him scooping it up, stepping on second and getting into first in time? Yeah, so shout out Braswell, who's been your most consistent SEC hitter throughout the year.
Yeah.
But also, a guy who struggled defensively, but last night had to have it, was excellent defensively.
Yeah, I agree as far as what he's meant to the team. And, he hits leadoff last night probably because of that and comes up with a big hit, gets 2 RBIs. And so, look, we know what the defense has been. And you start talking shortstop in LSU over the last couple of years. There's been a lot of people that have talked about the defense of the LSU shortstops. But big night last night for him. I actually like him in the leadoff spot because he gives you competitive at-bats. I know, he gave you one hit, but when the one hit, it was a big hit, and it scored 2 runs. But every time he goes up there, I feel like he's at least competitive. Where you can't always say that for, other guys that have let off this year.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, no, definitely not. So I'll be interested to see. Do you think they do that again tonight? Just run it back, same lineup?
I would.
Yeah, seemed to work last night.
We talked about it in segment number 1. I like having Stephen Milam down towards the bottom as well, and you could even put him in the 9 hole if you wanted to have kind of double leadoffs, but. If Milazzo's going to be in there, he's probably going to be in the 9 hole. But I like Milam down there because it gives you some juice. Because if you look between him, Mac Bingham goes 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Milazzo goes 0 for 3 as well. And so you need somebody down there that just doesn't turn into a graveyard.
Yeah, and Milazzo's a bit better. I feel like Milazzo's better than 0 for 3. I feel like he's been pretty good. What's he about? 250 maybe on the
245, 250,
yeah,
somewhere in there.
He'll and one thing I will give Milazzo is he seems to be pretty good in clutch situations and maybe bumming up.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about really the totality.
I know, but he's not Milam. You're right. No, he's definitely not Milam.
I'm saying, he gives you some juice right there at the bottom of the lineup.
Yes, 100%.
Mac Bingham's really been struggling. I mean, Mac hadn't even really played a ton, so he started out pretty hot, and the expectation with him coming in that he was going to be there every single day, and I think he, fell into the grind of what the SEC is week in and weekend out.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. So maybe they don't run Bingham back tonight. We'll see. Game number 2. What I really care about here is the matchup on the mound. Now, you should have an advantage. Again, Luke Holman has put together a very nice season, up to 7-3, a 2.74 ERA. Opponents only batting out 176 against Holman. In 72 innings, Holman is up to 100 Ks. I believe only 11 walks on the year, so pretty badass 10-to-1 ratio there. But Liam Doyle, despite the fact that the wins in ERA don't look like Holman's, he's only 3-2 with a 5.29. Liam Doyle's without a doubt Ole Miss's best arm. Opponent's only hitting .213 against Doyle, and in 49 innings, so he's got about half the action, or a little over half, that Holman does. But in those 49 innings, Jakes, 77 Ks, only 7 walks. So I don't care what the ERA says, right? You saw Hess last Sunday, a guy who had a high ERA but a really high strikeout ratio, and look at what happened. Doyle, 10-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, averaging, it looks like, about damn near 2 Ks an inning, and opponents batting in the low 200s. Okay, this is a good starting pitcher for Ole Miss today, and maybe who chases the starter or who does best against them will decide who's going to win today.
Yeah, you would like to see maybe a different approach than you had on Sunday against Alabama. And when you know the stats, when you know that the analytics of it going into it, like, you have to do those things. And that's why we talk about like a guy like Braswell leading off, because he feels like, not only feels like, he does handle the bat better than some of the guys. You've had Paxton Kling up there. He's had a lot of strikeouts in the leadoff hole. And so, like, you have to kind of know that as you form this lineup. Now, you don't want to have wholesale changes, but as you're putting people together here, because, again, like, it's not like LSU's had this constant lineup where they've had it 10, 15 games in a row. I mean, it's forever changing, and that's just kind of how Jay Johnson is going to do it. Then when you face a team like this, a pitcher like this, where he has a high strikeout total, you'll probably see a little bit of movement there, just because some of these guys recently, certainly like Larson, we talked about it, what was it, 5 strikeouts in his last 8 at-bats? Yeah. Maybe he moves out of the cleanup spot because of something like that.
So we're going to know in a few hours here, guys. How early before the game do they have to release lineups? 30 minutes?
30 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
It's typically what Jay does.
So game's at noon, so it won't be on air when we figure out, but it's not too long away here. All right, let's do this. Let's go to break. When we get back, we have to get to the Scotty Scheffler madness, as the #1 player in the world has been arrested trying to enter the PGA Championship. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
KTOZBlinds.com. KTOZBlinds.com. That's for K to Z window coverings, guys. And if you want window coverings at WOW, you want K to Z. Brandon Barton's been in this game for decades, y'all. His mom actually started a business way back in the day doing drapery for friends and whatnot. And, Brandon's like, you know what? I think we can do something here. And so he goes all in. And he builds this business off of sweat equity, pounding the pavement, just creating satisfied customers. And now you look at them, and they're huge, and they're successful. And it's because their customers are consistently satisfied, and because there's no greater upgrade than you can make to your home than the correct window coverage. So get that free estimate. Let them tell you everything that's available. KTZ window coverage, KTOZBlinds.com.
Yeah, check out the website, blinds, shades, shutters, drapes. They can come in the interior of your home, exterior of your home, and sometimes if you're like me, they can put something on the exterior that actually helps the interior as well. That's because Brandon and the team are going to know your space. You're going to know it like in 5 minutes, and that is not lip service, I promise you. They walk in 5 minutes, and they know it better than you know it, and yes, it's your own home. K2ZBlinds.com, K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. gold. Brack, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
Join me and Jimmy Ott for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. Bruce Marshall will be with us along with Troy Macker from Bet Rivers, and legendary coach Skip Bertman joins the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Friday from Rufino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
And y'all, welcome back, OTB. Hey, want to remind you guys, all this crazy weather, check out AccuTemp, okay? You need a whole home generator if you lose power. I know a lot of that's been going on lately. Well, AccuTemp gives you a free professional estimate. They'll come and install it, and you never have to worry about it again. But it's all of your AC, heating, and electrical needs. Take control of your comfort zone today. Also, obviously, you need that AC unit to be ready for the rigors of summer, right? Because it is here, and it is heat, and it is sweaty, and it's not going anywhere, right? I mean, buckle up, guys. You have 3 or 4 months. But, you know, I like wearing shorts, so that's cool. But the point is, when you step into your home, you want to be comfortable, and that's where AccuTemp come in. Goes look at the online reviews, 4.9 with thousands of reviews, y'all. AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. Yes, Taylor? Oh, you moved your mic?
No.
I thought you were going to comment on me wearing shorts.
It falls. Don't move it.
My
So
bad.
I just leave it like right here.
Yeah, and I have to like try to figure out the opportune time to turn it on and off because for some reason we don't have on and off switches for everyone.
I know. We should have that, like where everybody can control their own.
That's the
I should be able to control T-Bob's.
Yeah, you should.
Talk T-Bob?
Oh, look, yeah.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear you.
I'm controlling it.
T-Bob's talking right now, but nothing's happening.
Reaching over and hitting my button.
Nothing's happening.
Exactly.
All right. In what can only be described as the most unlikely news story of 2024, world number 1 player Scotty Scheffler, fresh off a record round of Valhalla?
Yeah.
PGA Championship
Well,
round
no,
one,
that wasn't
62?
that wasn't him. That was another golfer.
Oh, wasn't Scheffler
No,
that? Okay.
Scheffler did
No,
pretty well.
that was Xander Schauffele. Right?
Oh, it was Schauffele.
Yeah.
Okay,
Schauffele,
Xander.
What are you going to do?
Whatever. Scotty Scheffler, world number 1, a guy who's been on a literal Tiger Woods-esque tear, right? Like the only golfer that we've ever seen come close to Tiger in his prime.
He made an eagle on the first hole. He made a shot from his second shot from like 180 yards. He made it on the first hole.
So apparently the golf course Valhalla is a bit of a nightmare to get into, and they had a pedestrian death this morning.
A shuttle bus hit a person.
It was causing a delay, and I don't know all of – okay, maybe y'all help me out with the details here. So Scotty Scheffler's – he's in his marked PJ vehicle.
Yep.
He's trying to enter the tournament, and they try to turn him away.
Well, I don't think they try to turn him away.
He gets on the shoulder to go around the bus because he's like close to the front because they get priority entrance, like media, golfers, and all that. He tries to go around the bus, and Darlington said, like, you know, it was a pretty wide shoulder.
Jeff Darlington, who's behind him in the line right now.
ESPN, the first car behind him. He said that, you know, it was a pretty wide shoulder. The cop stopped him. He said they had an exchange. He said he didn't hear it, but he could see them talking to each other. Scheffler tries to take off after they stop. The cop grabs the car door, opens the door, and pulls out Scheffler and puts him in handcuffs.
Well, the craziest part is he didn't just get put in, like, I can understand the initial explosion. I can understand being put in handcuffs. But then you would think that it'd kind of be like, oh, wait, you know, look, I think we were both running a little hot. It's just Scotty Scheffler, #1 golfer in the world. It's PGA Championship. You know, let's go our separate ways.
Have you seen the charges yet?
No, but he has been. I have the literal booking pulled up. He got brought all the way to jail. There is a mugshot of him in a full orange jumpsuit. And do you have the charges?
Yeah, I got them right here. 2nd-degree assault of a police officer, 3rd-degree criminal mischief. That sounds like an English term. Reckless driving, disregarding traffic signals from an officer directing traffic.
How did he get assault on a police officer?
I can tell you, if that cop was really mad and like Scheffler put his finger in his chest and was like, yo, back up or something, there you go. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. That's how you know that everybody was power tripping in this situation.
Scheffler was probably power tripping and was like, I'm not going to listen to you. And then the cop's like, okay, I'm going to power trip even harder.
Yeah, which is where somebody needed to be an adult and step in and be like, guys, everybody's got to calm down. I cannot believe that Louisville let this go all the way through him being booked in an orange jumpsuit. Here's the video. Let's play the video, and then we'll get to Darlington's on-scene explanation. But this is Darlington's video. As you can hear him, he's like, he never says that Scotty Scheffler, but you can hear him a bit exasperated about, like, is this really happening right now?
All right, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Has he had his? Have they had their child yet? The one that he was going to?
Yeah, they just had their child
to lead the Masters.
I believe so. Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Congratulations.
You're game 1, right? Yeah, I took 15.
Guys,
What do we tell you?
I'm staying back.
Here's the thing. Right now, he's going to jail.
Okay.
He's going to jail, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. Period. There's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do you have
First,
a question?
I'm media. I'm a reporter. Okay. So that's all.
That's fine.
I just want to make sure that's
okay.
known.
But you need to step back over here now.
No problem. You got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I feel like I've heard that quite a few times. Right now, he's going to jail, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
What would have been funny is if they'd have taken
out of an officer. You know you're done at that point.
I feel like as my dad was a policeman he still is part-time for 35 years. I've heard him say
I mean, that's why you can tell at that point Darlington's like, all right, I'm gonna chill out a little bit. I'm gonna back up. I ain't trying to.
Would have been funny if they'd have if they'd have arrested Darlington.
Oh, he's on the edge.
Could y'all imagine a Jeff Darlington mugshot? It would be phenomenal.
He'd probably be. I mean, he's really good looking. He'd probably just be really good looking.
He'd
in his
be
mugshot as
hamming
well.
it up,
yeah,
smiling.
Scheffler's mugshot's awesome because he's looking a bit like he's got a little bit of like thug life energy to him.
Yeah,
he's kind of like a little like chin up, you know, not really down like people normally are when they get arrested. A little defiance in his eyes still. Okay, so do we have the Darlington sound of his?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so here's Jeff Darlington breaking down what happened.
Entering Valhalla Golf Club this morning, we witnessed a car pull around us that was Scotty Scheffler was in the car. To be very clear about the details here, Scotty Scheffler has been detained by police officers, placed in the back of a police vehicle in handcuffs after he tried to pull around what he believed to be security, ended up being police officers. They told him to stop. When he didn't stop, the police officer attached himself to the vehicle. Scheffler then traveled another 10 yards before stopping the car. The police officer then grabbed at his arm, attempting to pull him out of the car. before Scheffler eventually opened the door, at which point the police officer pulled Scheffler out of the car, pushed him up against the car, and immediately placed him in handcuffs. Scheffler was then walked over to the police car, placed in the back in handcuffs, very stunned about what was happening, looked toward me as he was in those handcuffs and said, "Please help me." He very clearly did not know what was happening in the situation. It moved very quickly, very rapidly, very aggressively. He was detained in that police vehicle for approximately 20 minutes. The police officers at that point did not understand that Scottie Scheffler was a golfer in the tournament, nor, of course, that he is the #1 player in the world.
I'm sorry. I mean, I shouldn't be laughing. Well, I mean, I don't know. Why not, right? No, the sad part of the story is that there was a pedestrian death earlier, which obviously
that's going to get overshadowed.
That had everybody's tensions running very hot and everybody running very high, obviously.
And nobody's going to – I feel like that's going to be a footnote on the story now that someone died.
I mean, that's kind of that's just life. That's how things work.
Yeah. Saying he attached himself to the car is funny to me. I'm imagining a cop like jumping on the hood of Scheffler's car, is like, pull this thing over.
Craig Ranger says, "What was Jeff going to do?" Scotty Scheffler looks at you and says, "Help me." You're like, I'm sorry, Scotty. I want to, man. I don't know. I think my hands are tied.
Shooter McGavin on Twitter posted, he said Scheffler driving back to Valhalla after making bail, and he put the video of Stone Cold driving the Zamboni into the arena.
Can he get back for the round today?
Well, so he was scheduled to tee off at like 8:30, I think, this morning at Eastern time, I guess. But there's no way he would be able to make his tee time. Maybe if he can get back by this afternoon, maybe they'll let him play.
The PGA tweeted out, because of that fatality, they are having to delay the entire start of the tournament because people cannot get in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't actually know.
It's
and then it's like whether or not they want to allow him to finish the tournament after he just got charged with assault on a police officer and all this different stuff.
So if I have to read into my crystal ball, I think all the charges get dropped here. I think the police department probably publicly
apologizes defends.
No. I think they publicly defend the officer. I think that privately, Officer Jenkins is going to get a talking to.
Maybe he'll go on administrative leave for a little bit.
I think privately, behind closed doors, it may be a little bit of a tongue lashing, but I do believe publicly they'll probably have his back, because I mean,
and I was listening to ESPN earlier, and another ESPN reporter that was at the tournament, he talked to another golfer that was already there on the putting green, and he said and the golfer said they did the same thing as Scheffler. They went around, and then they got to the security, they stopped and told them, "Hey, we're here for the tournament, like I'm a golfer," and they let him through. So it's clear that Scheffler didn't. He probably could have done that, but he just thought, "Oh, I'm Scotty Scheffler, let me in." And just kept driving.
Well, it sounded like they talked, though. It sounded like they talked.
Maybe,
but he clearly did.
But he
did,
yeah.
And he's like, turn around.
And Scheffler's like, no, I'm going. And
it's one of those things where it's like, man, this seems excessive to arrest the guy because of a misunderstanding. At the same time, though, all these golfers did it, and only Scotty Scheffler's mugshot's out there. So it's kind of...
We need to go to break, but Hunt Palmer saying Scotty Scheffler's on his way to the course.
Wow.
Hunt, if you're in the building, come up in here and give us some give us some latest reporting on.
Give us somebody that watches golf.
Yes,
update.
Yes, exactly. All right, when we get back, close at hour 1 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. You go to Tommy's today, and if you need hardy plank or vinyl siding, you need wood or vinyl windows, you need any types of door, and Tommy's is your answer, man. And I tell you every day, make them one of the bids, okay? That's how confident I am in the charisma, the level of service, the level of effort, the level of comfortability that you will form with Tommy and their team. I want you to make them one of the bids on your job and let them prove to you firsthand why they are the answer for what you need to get done. Go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Tommy's, GEAUX, Tommy's.com.
Yeah, I'll brag on Tommy just himself, man. He came over to the house, and there was like some things like in the other parts of the house, right? He's like, look, I got a guy. And then you talk to the guys, and like, man, Tommy is the absolute best. We would do anything for Tommy. You'll be blown away by the customer service. GoTommys.com, GoTommys.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Looking back at Game 1 between LSU and Ole Miss, previewing Game 2, and some football talk with Preston Guy of TigerBait.com. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. Taylor, you had a great sentence that I'm going to make you justify this morning, where you said this is the best thing that could happen to golf.
Dude, how many people are going to be tuning in?
Why is God? Okay.
Dude, golf was at its peak when crap like this was going on with Tiger. We talked about it a couple weeks ago after he won the Masters. Like, one golfer being so dominant and grabbing all the headlines, it puts more eyeballs on the sport. Like, I know that when I get done with the show, I'm going to go watch Scotty Scheffler, see how he reacts to this situation. I'm going to go watch the video and be like, what did he look like pulling up to the course and all this? And I'm not even a huge golf watcher, but I'm going to watch because of this. This is perfect for golf.
If he goes out there and shoots like 6 under and takes the lead in the second round, it's like, wow, this guy's just got nails. He just nails.
So Peter Burns, who was covering the event, tweeting 5 minutes ago, that Scotty Scheffler is on the way and is expected to make his scheduled 10:08 tee time. So,
and then I was asking Taylor too, like, what if this was just some guy that was playing the tournament, someone that wasn't that famous or
you
popular?
probably wouldn't have heard about it in the first place, though.
You maybe would have heard a blip about it, but I doubt he's getting out of jail quick enough to make the tee time.
Probably not.
No, this was a lot of very powerful people immediately made a lot of calls, and there were a lot of uncomfortable conversations had to speed up the traditionally slow wheels of justice here. What a wild mark. And it's kind of crazy that now it's over.
It's over already.
I mean, in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Arrested, orange jumpsuit, mugshotted, put into jail, out of jail, and back on the course by 10:08.
The mugshot will live forever, though, that's for sure.
Do not be surprised, my fellow suburbanites, if all of a sudden all of the white dads in your life start talking about defunding the police. This is a step too far for many out there that have yet to feel the oppression of the police. Obviously, guys, I'm kidding. Just everybody relax. Okay? We're just making jokes. Look, we got a lot to get to in hour two. I still want to talk about LSU softball regional starting. We can explore more Decory and more decommitting. LSU baseball getting ready to crank up at noon. Softball at 11 a.m. By the way, guys, we'll continue to mention that. And EA Sports, 10 a.m. Full trailer review for College Football 25. Keep it locked. OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Okay, look, you want to feel better, younger, faster, stronger. I don't care how old you are. 20, 30, 40, 50, male, female, 60, 70, 80. It doesn't matter. The point is you go and Rejuve Me, get your labs drawn for free, get that free consultation, and your body tells them what you need. Right? And this all this facial aging, andropause, menopause, energy problems, mood and memory problems, insomnia, all this is treatable. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Yeah, go to the website today because maybe you're dealing with something, you don't know what it is, and you want to get to the bottom of it. Maybe you actually do know what it is, but you still want to go in and make sure that you're doing everything that you possibly can do to get that treatment started. Well, go get the consultation set up, and you can do that on their website. Remember, throughout the state of Louisiana, also now in Mississippi, that website, RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Friday, May 17th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 85. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll talk LSU football losing a big-time commitment. LSU softball as they begin play at about 11 a.m. today. The NFL story of the day and more. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, Sawdust. Welcome back. OTB hour number 2. Nyquil Stillwater says, GOAT move would be for him to do a post-round interview. Prison changed me. Shows a tattoo, lights a cigarette. Any effing questions? Yeah, man. Look, spent a little time in the slammer. Come out a changed man. I wonder if his kid missed him while he was locked up.
The first question needs to be, do you feel rehabilitated?
That's true.
Did the prison system work?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, look, coming up this hour on OTB. We got Taylor's NFL story of the day. We are going to look at a list that has ranked the college football coaches entering the 2024 season. Where does Brian Kelly fall in that list?
Yeah, it's from one of my favorite guys, Bill Bender, over at the Sporting News. And Bill puts a lot of time and effort into this list every single year. He was stressing about it like 3 weeks ago as he was putting it together. He was on with Bobby and I. He's like, yeah, I mean, I'll get hate mail for a long time. I do every year when I put this list together.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, look. Hobbit's on TV? Oh, no. No, this is Lord of the Rings. Is it? Or is this? Yeah. No, this is Fellowship.
Yeah, that's Lord of the Rings.
I'm saying, is this Hobbit or Fellowship?
I don't know. I think it's definitely Bilbo Baggins.
This is Hobbit. This is Hobbit. It is Hobbit.
I'm disappointed that T-Bob didn't know.
Shut up! I should have stuck with my original instincts. I said Hobbit first.
Fake fan.
I said Hobbit first.
Fake fan.
Shut up, guys. I said Hobbit first. Okay.
Your validity is questioned.
Not a good look.
It's obviously an older Ian Holm there. I said Hobbit. I don't want to hear it. God, the beginning of The Hobbit had so much potential, man. Martin Freeman's perfect. Riddles in the Dark Scene is damn near perfect. The unexpected party with the dwarves showing up at the house, perfect. The entire exchange between McKellen and Freeman, it's just, they lost their way. They made it a story about Thor, and it should have been a story about Bilbo the entire time.
Yeah, there's a sandwich shop in Bossier. I don't know if it's still there, but growing up, I never knew what the name meant, but it was named Bilbo Baggins. It's the name of
the shop? Not even named
like
the Hobbit Hole or like
Bilbo Baggins.
Like the Hole Under the Hill
and
or
I never
the
knew
Shire.
what that meant before I saw Lord of the Rings.
That's like naming a shop like Peter Griffin. Hi, this is my clothing boutique. We call it Peter Griffin. Come on in.
Someone in the chat, let me know, is Bilbo Baggins still right there at the foot of the interstate there?
I'm not a poser,
as you go from Shreveport to
I'm not
Bossier.
a fake fan. Y'all need to relax. Y'all are starting to piss me off, okay? Y'all are probably the weirdos that like Avatar.
Y'all are the people that saw it twice.
Yeah, I saw a news piece that Disneyland is like expanding or making like a brand new Avatar land, and I'm like, who wants this?
Like the James Cameron
Yes,
Avatar. They already have.
Not
they already
the Last
have
Airbender. Avatar: Last Airbender is tight as hell.
So they already have like the Pandora ride and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like it's okay, it's fine, it's whatever.
I think it's pretty cool.
I mean, the ride's okay, but I'm talking about like, do you actually care about Pandora at all? Apparently, people do. I mean, we're
There
talking
are
about
people that do.
Yeah, obviously, but I know none of them.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never heard anybody bring up Avatar casually in conversation in my entire life, and they're like two of the highest grossing movies of all time.
So the Bilbo Baggins pub in Shreveport is still open. It opens at 1 o'clock today.
Oh, it's a pub?
That's what this one
Yeah,
says.
it's like it's a pub. They sell sandwiches. Like,
But the
Hell yeah,
the
that's
literal
okay.
name is Bilbo Baggins
still
pub.
open.
And hang on, here's a picture. It's got the little.
yeah,
I guess he's a hobbit
Bilbo with a
with,
pipe,
like-
right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, let me see this picture. Put this thing up on the screen.
I mean, no free shout outs, but hey, we're shouting out Bilbo Baggins.
I mean, I'll always give Bilbo Baggins
it's got
free
the little-
shout-outs, dude.
yeah, like
Hell
him smoking a little pipe.
This thing's
yeah.
been around for a hot minute too. You can tell.
Yeah.
That looks like the old Rankin and Bass Bilbo. Surprising with the red hair. That looks great. I would go have a beer at the Bilbo Baggins Pub. I would have
All right,
10
next
beers.
time we're in Bossier.
Look, guys. Okay, that makes sense. Avatar's still wildly popular in Asia, and they come to Disney. I can see that.
That's true.
Also, no. Flight of Passage, the ride is pretty cool.
It is.
But like, again, it's not cool because of the Avatar skin. It's cool
just
because of
cool.
the technology.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there on this thing and it feels like you're flying. I mean, I would take Soarin' over Flight of Passage. That's
Did you see that they made Splash Mountain's going to be a Princess and the Frog?
We had a whole segment.
yeah, we did a whole segment on it yesterday. Trust me. I'm
it's
going.
It's actually not going to be a Princess and the Frog.
Oh, okay.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Oh, so it's
They made that
specifically
clear.
just her. It's not a Princess and the
Yes.
Frog. It's just about her.
They made that
but
clear
she's
in the
like the
press
main
release.
character in the movie.
No, it's going to be all the characters in the movies, but it's not that story.
Okay.
It is a post Princess and the Frog story.
Ah, okay. So we're getting
Yeah.
some more new lore here?
Yes, new lore.
Oh,
New
great.
Tiana lore
Awesome.
confirmed. I'm interested to see
this canon?
where Fusilier's at. Definitely canon.
Okay.
You see Tiana now wearing like an explorer kind of outfit,
Ooh.
getting away from the more traditional princess dress.
Awesome.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry, guys. If you're an Avatar fan, I guess there actually are some here.
I'm going to back
again,
up
I've
T-Bob, though.
never-
I've never just casually ran into somebody
No.
that's talked about Avatar, seen
No one-
Avatar.
yeah, it's not like- it's not
certainly
like-
not the second one.
It's
Like,
not
I
like
saw the first one. I didn't see the second one.
it's definitely not on the same level as any kind of other like series or like a
Well, not one
you know,
that's top 5 grossing all
No,
time.
no,
which,
no.
and that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Is that they're the two most successful movies of all time, and I never with the first one at least it was a little bit of like, oh, this is the first time that 3D's been done correctly. And it was kind of like, oh, okay, like that's cool. And I almost want to watch the second one. I almost wanted to watch it in theaters because it is supposed to be a bit of a technical marvel, but it never got me out there. Maybe, look, I'm such a hater that maybe I'll force myself to sit down and watch the second one like Saturday night or something and see if I like it.
I watched the
You're not
first
gonna do
one.
that. You've got so many things queued up already that you have to watch before that.
It's a lot, isn't it?
And that's a long boy.
It is a long boy. I know.
I watched it for the first time like 2 months ago. The
first
original.
one?
Yeah.
Oh,
I had
nice.
never seen it until like a month
I've
ago.
seen the original.
Michael says, I'm going to make sure every time I bring up Avatar, I run into T-Bob. Yeah, now like I'm going to be out in public
there's
and
no
multiple
doubt.
people are going to be bringing up Avatar.
Yeah.
I was a bit weirded out about the second one when I heard that Sigourney Weaver is going to be playing like a 16-year-old kid.
Huh? What?
Did you know that?
No.
Sigourney Weaver is?
She plays one of the kids. One of the children of the main character is married to like they're both the Pandorans or whatever, and Sigourney Weaver plays a CGI character that is one of their children, and she's supposed to be like a teenager.
I don't. This man
seems believable.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you can really overthink things.
It was like
can't you?
James Cameron just apparently James Cameron just
Well,
really
he loves Sigourney.
he really just wanted her to be in the movie, and so he was like, "How about you play this 18-year-old?"
Oh, okay, but that's her only character.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's a bit. She doesn't play one of the big blue aliens. I feel like she does.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She's an alien, but she's young. She's only like a teenager. She's a child of one of the main characters from the first movie.
Okay. That's more acceptable. How are you saying Sigourney's first name?
Yeah, you're saying the
You're
extra
saying
syllable.
like Sigourney?
It's
like Narnia?
Oh, you know why I'm saying that? It's funny. Actually, I'm saying that because of there's a song where the guy says her name and he says Sigourney Weaver, and he says it like that, and that's why I'm saying
it like drilled into your head.
Yeah, it's like stuck in there. And that's how he
Pierce
says it.
Lee, multi-billion-dollar franchise, and no one can name a single character. I mean, I
know the actors. I don't know their names.
I think the main guy. I think his name is Jake. I think. I really do. I think his name's Jake.
Seems like
you're telling me he has your same name, and it's so forgettable that you can't even remember if the main character of the highest-grossing movie of all time has your name.
I'm pretty sure it's Jake.
Damn.
We can look it up, but
I think it is now that you say that.
Make defense great again says, what time's the EA college football stream today? It is at 10 a.m. Central. So, like yesterday, if you want to head over to the Snaps YouTube channel right after this show, I'm going to go live and react. You can watch the EA reveal and watch us react to it on YouTube. That'll be fun.
Jake
Just Google
Sully.
Snaps YouTube. Jake Sully, yes.
Jake Sully.
Got
That's
it.
right. Good job. I mean, again,
it's
your
still
name.
like
Your
it was.
name.
Yeah, it's my
You
name.
should have been like, you should have known.
Well, and
if
I
his
also
name was T-Bob Sully, T-Bob would have known that.
Yeah, exactly.
I also happened to watch it like a couple months ago. It was on TV, so.
Yeah, it's not one that when I'm surfing and it's on TNT, I'm going to stop at.
Well, yeah, we were at a.
You don't have 3.5 hours.
Well, even
to
though, but that
casually...
doesn't like
No, but
that
like
doesn't
I'll
even matter.
I'll catch a couple scenes of The Hobbit.
Exactly. Like
You
if
know
I
what
was
I'm saying?
flipping through, The Hobbit was
Yeah.
on, I'm going to stop on it.
Yeah.
Like that's just one of those movies. I'm not doing that for Avatar.
Like I will. The first 20 minutes of Hobbit are.
I was about to say, like, I've never seen The Hobbit, but
You never seen The
this has been pretty good.
Just wait, man. I wish you could hear it because like the whole initial, but then the initial and look, and there's Frodo right there, Elijah Wood. But the whole initial exchange between Gandalf and Bilbo, Martin Freeman Bilbo, is just fantastic. It's also one of the funniest things ever written. I've read The Hobbit out loud to my kids a couple times, and every now and then I just go back and read The Unexpected Chapter Party because Bilbo getting overwhelmed as this wizard, and then these dwarves all show up at his door for an unexpected party, and then him being just very, very English and overwhelmed is deeply, deeply funny. Maybe I should just like read that chapter and release it online sometime. My version of it. Well, it's Friday, guys. You know,
Is this a prequel?
I promised you
Lord of the
Decorian
Rings?
more and whatnot, and here we are. Yes, The Hobbit.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go all in here. So the books, the first book that was written was The Hobbit, and I believe that would have been published in the 30s, if I'm not mistaken. I could be a bit off. Very famously, Tolkien fighting in World War I. He's stuck in a trench.
Yeah.
He was in the Battle of Somme.
Yeah.
But he's stuck in a trench, and he randomly jots down, in the hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. And then out of that spun the greatest and most detail-rich fantasy of our times. But he wrote The Hobbit as like a true children's book, which I think is one of the reasons why the movies kind of struggled. It's because the movies tried to keep the Lord of the Rings tone, where the tone of the book is not that.
Yeah.
It is a true kid's book, like 5 to 8-year-olds, goofy adventures, music, all that sort of stuff. And then from there, Tolkien being a professor of, he's a linguist, he's a professor of language at Oxford. He's a deep appreciation of the classic, the epics, Beowulf, all that kind of stuff. And so from there, he got real serious about writing out this world and his lore. And he ended up going and retconning part of The Hobbit to make it work in terms of Lord of the Rings, this epic tale that he created. But that's why Lord of the Rings, most fantasy is a mile wide and an inch deep. Lord of the Rings has so much depth to it because of his academic background.
Yeah.
Where he created fully bespoke languages with different dialects that, according to how human languages are formed, actually make sense as to how they evolved. And it's like, I mean, the man was a genius so far ahead of his time. And then I want to say that Lord of the Rings were published in the 40s, I believe. And for a while there, don't know if this is still true, for a while there, the second highest selling books to, I believe, the Bible. In maybe the 20th or 21st century.
What did you think of the movie they made about him? Did you see it? They made a movie about J.R.R.?
I did not see it.
Okay.
I did not see it.
I heard it's pretty good. I did hear some mixed opinions about, though, how they portrayed him. But that's always how it goes with they make, biopics. The The books were released.
Nicholas Hoult. It was Nicholas Hoult, wasn't it? Yeah. I like him fine.
Books were released in 54 and 55.
Okay, Lord of the Rings were?
Yes,
so
Lord of the
post
Rings.
World
Yep.
War II.
The Hobbit was 37.
Okay, so it wasn't far off. It was pretty right there. And another little anecdote before we move on that I love too is that C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien very famously in the same writing group. I believe it was called the Ink and Teapot Society or something along that.
Well, I know they were both Christians. Like they were both.
Yes,
they both.
But Tolkien famously did not really like how C.S. Lewis wrote Narnia. It was very allegorical.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like very clearly, Aslan is Jesus.
Yeah, inspired by the Bible. Yeah.
But Tolkien, he despised allegory. He very famously liked what he called applicability. In that he wanted to write stories that speak to these eternal truths, but ultimately, you as the reader apply them to your understanding of the world and your lives, right? Like allegory, the lies in the intent of the author. Applicability ultimately lies in the intent of the reader, if you will. Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to read something cool, read Tolkien's treatise called On Fairy Stories, where he basically justifies that, yes, while fantasy is technically not true, you can tell more eternal truths because you are freed from the things like politics and opinions and kind of basic human motivations.
T-Bob, Jason in the chat said, thought this was a sports talk show. I stopped listening to the show because of this crap. See ya. And then
I told Jake, he gave me, look, this is a give an inch, take a mile.
And then Emil said, Levitt's voice. Jason doesn't get the show.
No, yeah. You don't get the show. Where's Poppy when you need him?
Poppy.
Yep. All right. Well, look, we can get into ranking college coaches now.
Wait, I'm trying.
But thank you for letting me expound a bit and stretch my wings, if you will, my dragon wings.
Yeah, Jake, it looks like you're intently doing something right now for the last 5 minutes.
As soon as y'all started talking about the history of how he wrote it, he's in the trenches. T-Bob knows this about me. Like once I hear something like that,
you gotta go in.
I gotta go fully.
I mean, it's an incredible story, dude.
And I have to research it. Now I'm looking at he had 4 children. They've all since passed. The 2 younger ones passed in 2022.
And we gotta give love. We have to give love to Christopher Tolkien because he was an incredible steward of his father's legacy, his father's writings, managing to put together these writings to create more stories in Middle-earth while not really like Christopher Tolkien. I think to true Lord of the Rings fans, if he is seated right at he is seated at the right hand of the professor. So speaking of his kids, shout out Christopher, man. Rest in peace to the entire Tolkien family.
Jason was in all caps too about thinking
all
this was
caps, man. He's frustrated.
Dude, on Friday, I wouldn't even we say sports-ish. Sports adjacent. I don't know what Fridays are.
I mean, yeah, it's like, bro, I mean.
Just, look, we're trying to compete with Murphy, Sam, and Jody, okay? That's who we're coming after.
Decorian Moore! Decommitted. Blah.
LSU baseball won, 5-1.
Hell yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Softball.
The issue was tight.
Softball, they got moved up. First pitch going to be 11 a.m.
I do want to get into softball a little bit because we got a little, Jim Kleinpeter is a good piece in the Advocate with a little quick scouting blurb on each team and whatnot. So, look, we do have sports coming, guys. I apologize, but thank you.
Max said, come back here late in hour number 3, Jason. That's when they really ramp up the sports talk.
Even though no champagne shenanigans today, and I meant to bring alcohol and I forgot it. Sounds like a Taylor beer run maybe in our future.
Ooh.
All right, when we get back, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Coleman Roofing and Construction, ColemanRoof.com. Look, let's say a greedy ancient dragon attacked your home, maybe and Calagon the Black, perhaps Smaug. There are plenty to choose from here. But if you've suffered a wyvern or a desperate worm attack and all of a sudden your home is in shambles, well, that's the best part about Coleman Roofing and Construction, is that it's not just fixing the roof, it's repairing the house, right? So dragon knocks a tree over, falls in your home, they repair it, and your roof. That's one of the reasons why I call them the most complete roofing company in Louisiana. It's also because they do any size job, commercial, residential, anywhere in the state in the Gulf South region, and any type of roof. ColemanRoof.com.
Yeah, true one-stop shop. Like T-Bob tells you all the time, they can do it all. Like last night, obviously, we had bad weather, so if you got a leak in your roof, they come in. Obviously, they can fix that, but any damage from that leak, they come in, they can fix that as well. Throughout the state of Louisiana and the Gulf South region, ColemanRoof.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hours return. Recap Game 1 of LSU Ole Miss. Get you set for the rest of the weekend. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Emmy wished on a dragon scale, and that's what started Dragon Tales. Around the room the dragons flew, but Emmy and Max knew what to do. They climbed on the backs of their dragon friends. Now the adventures never end. Dragon Tales, it's almost time for Dragon Tales.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Shout out Dragon Tales. Haven't thought about this show in 30 years. No, probably more like realistically like 25 years so.
So my
I
oldest
probably last
son,
watched Dragon Tales about when I was 8.
Great show.
My oldest son Jackson watched Dragon Tales. So
really, how did he get into it? YouTube?
I don't. I mean,
I watched it growing up.
I watched it growing up on TV.
Yeah, I don't know where it lives.
How old
there
is
wasn't
Jackson?
YouTube. 14.
I mean, I'm 27. If it had a 10-year run, I mean, I guess that's not.
Maybe he caught it like at the end. Y'all caught it
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know. But there wasn't like YouTube wasn't something like in 2009 when he was. I don't know.
Imagine if you played. Yeah, no, 09. That's early days of YouTube. I'd be surprised if people were uploading all of Dragon Tales. So it is the internet, so you never quite know. What if you played like Polo but on Dragonback? That would be pretty tight, dude. All right. So Bill Bender released the top coaches. So he did every coach in the entire country.
Yeah.
I mean, at 76, you just got to be like, what am I doing? I'm just going to start
let's see who
Googling
77
names and
is.
check it out. Yeah, give me 76 and 77 to see if we agree on the ranking.
76 is Sean Clark at Appalachian State.
Of course, yep.
Who was 84th a year ago.
Okay,
Number
rising.
77 is Jeff Tedford, who was, you guessed it, 77 a year ago from Fresno State.
Yeah, I have nothing.
You know who number 78
I was trying
is?
to pull a single fact about either one. I got nothing.
78 is somebody that everyone in this room is going to know. Rich Rodriguez,
Shout
Jacksonville
out.
State.
Legend. Hey, Alabama, you should have hired Rich Rod. You really screwed up with this Nick Saban retread. God, there's a reality out there where they hired Rich Rod.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Louisiana has flying cars and a successful economy. And, like, everybody's happy. Number one cost of living, number one citizen happiness in the entire country. But it all hinged on Alabama going Saban over Rich Rod.
How about this is we do a deep dive all the way into the let's see, where's this fall? 120s. Talking about a fall from grace. Joe Moorhead, Akron head coach, 126.
I mean, again, like, Joe Moorhead was really bad at Mississippi State.
Hired that man to be their head coach.
Yeah.
He's at 126 on this list, coaching Akron right now.
Imagine hiring a Penn State offensive coordinator to be your head coach. That sounds insane. Again, I love what Mississippi State did with Jeff Lebby and I love Jeff Lebby's opening press conference where he was like, I don't know if we're going to win, but like, we going to score.
Hey, State is swag. Just
okay,
remember.
that was bad. State is swag.
Just
State
remember.
is cool. Those are the most empty, vapid statements you can have. But I did love when he basically he essentially said, like, look, we ain't talking about wins. I'm just saying we're going to score. It's going to be exciting to watch.
I tried to tell y'all about Zach Arnett. After spring meetings, I came back and I tried to tell y'all. And like, oh, no, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Like, I've heard from, no, okay. Like, this dude right now, like, I just had a 30-minute conversation with him. I don't know that this is going to work out.
Can we get a Control F on Mario Cristobal? Like, that's the search function. I want to know. I want to know where he falls on this on Bill Bender's list. If you press Control F and type in Cristobal in a little box that pops up, it should get you there. Maybe Alt F.
No, I've already got him.
Look at you.
37.
Yeah.
He was 34th a year ago.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, given, recruiting is going to bump him up. Though, again, 500 career record, as a head coach. So where does LSU head coach Breon Kelly fall on this list?
Breon Kelly, huh? He falls at number 5. Last year, he was number 6.
Okay.
So he moves up one spot. And on the lowdown.
Saban's gone?
Maybe so, yeah. And on the lowdown, Bill writes, Kelly's put together 7 consecutive seasons with 10 or more victories between Notre Dame and LSU.
Very impressive.
Detractors would say Kelly still hasn't done enough to push those teams into the national championship conversation. The last 2 all seasons have featured sound bites that have led to widespread criticism, the most recent centering on Kelly's views on NIL and the transfer portal. Through all that, Kelly continues to be a consistent winner who still needs that FBS national championship to silence the critics.
Yeah, that's a very succinct, excellent breakdown. The 7 years in a row of 10 wins is something that needs to be highlighted here.
Two very difficult places with expectations and schedule and all these things.
Well, what's crazy about it, Jake, I would almost call this Marvin Lewis disease, where your success is both your greatest boon and your greatest enemy, right? Because that is a consistency that should be cheered. I don't know that there would be another, like, who else has won 10 games 7 years in a row? For sure, Nick Saban would have. For sure, Kirby Smart, I would imagine. Has he been a head coach for 7 years yet?
Yeah, but I don't.
Did they? Surely they would. Surely they've done it. But I mean, that's probably the only one, right? Like I doubt
because Dabo's streak got broken.
Ryan Day, maybe Ohio State. But y'all get the point, right? Like that is
because Kirby's only done it 3 years.
Oh, because
of the COVID year. But if you take that away, then he's done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's done it 6 out of 7. The one time he didn't get to 10 wins was 8-2 2020.
Well, did Kelly hit 10 wins in 2020? No way. I'm sure they didn't play this game. So we're not counting COVID year. So whatever. The point is maybe like Smart, Day, Kelly, those are the only ones that can claim something like that. So that is objectively an unqualified success. However, why I say that success is your greatest boon, but also potentially your greatest enemy is...
2020, Kelly won 10 games, 10-2.
No way.
Yeah.
Won the Rose Bowl.
Okay, never
Or sorry,
mind.
they lost the Rose Bowl, actually. They
So
lost the
Kirby's
Rose Bowl.
not on that list.
Kirby's not on the list. Okay, so there you go, man. But at the same time, that success becomes a situation where it's like, well, that's not good enough. We're used to that. Even though that success is extra normal and you should not take it for granted, you end up taking it for granted because familiarity breeds contempt and all that. It's like Marvin Lewis, where he went to like 7 playoffs in a row with the Bengals, who when I was growing up were a garbage-ass franchise.
Oh, yes.
And yet they could not break through that barrier. And so it became the thing that it wasn't good enough anymore. And that's where Kelly's at. And look, I think he's in line for probably 10 wins again this year.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like 9-3 is this team.
Yeah, I forgot that 2020 year was the year that Notre Dame basically played in the ACC.
Yeah.
So they played an entire ACC schedule, and they won all their games. They were supposed to play Wake Forest, but they canceled it, and they lost to Clemson in the ACC championship.
Yeah, after beating him in the regular
After
season.
beating them in the regular, yeah.
Good on the ACC for getting in 12 games, right? I feel like.
I guess you got 10 regular season conference championship bowl games.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. So it's the fact
So
that
you
they
were-
played in the
you were 10-0.
championship. Yeah.
Yeah, you were 10-0 at one point.
Or 9-1 because didn't they win the bowl game, you said?
No, they lost. I was wrong. They lost. They
lost
lost the
the
Rose
game.
Bowl
They
to
went from
Alabama.
10-0. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if that isn't, if that is not the Brian Kelly conundrum distilled right there, like that is the ceiling that he has to.
It was
try to
Alabama
break
again as
through.
well. They lost to Alabama in the semifinal.
Look, make no mistake, Nick Saban held Brian Kelly back from a lot of his goals, but there's no more Nick Saban.
Coming in at number 4, Ryan Day, Ohio State.
Yep. I feel like the narrative on him is rubber banded so
Yeah.
hard the wrong way that is a correct ranking.
Number 3, Kalen DeBoer, Alabama.
Yep, absolutely.
Number 2, Dabo Swinney.
I hate this. To me, and this is something that some sports writers and sports talkers go into. I mean, we know why, right? He's got the natties. Nobody else does. But I think if we're just being objective, there is no way that you can feel like in today's current football that Dabo Swinney is the second best coach. Like if I offered you the chance to hire Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Day, or Brian Kelly, or Dabo Swinney, I feel like you're going to choose one.
I mean, I would hire Dan Lanning above him, and he's at 12 on this list.
Will anybody be surprised if Dabo Swinney is gone from Clemson in 3 or 4 years?
No.
3 or 4 years? No,
not at all.
I think he'll walk away on his own accord.
Yeah,
he's
probably.
got a little bit of a feel of he thinks he's invincible right now.
Yeah.
How many games did they win in the ACC last year?
They went 4-4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.
But it's not. It's that combined with some of his comments saying, "No, we take transfers every year. High school transfers." It's like
and
they're not
and
transfers. They're signees.
All of our players are better than the transfer portal players.
Yeah, which that was something.
A lot of white guys on that Clemson.
To be
team,
fair,
too.
he did say he said most of the
Check
transfer
milk.
portal
A
players.
lot of check
aren't as
milk
good.
going on there.
A lot of just try hard looking safeties on that list. I don't even know what position all those cats played on the picture you sent me yesterday, but I feel like they all play safety.
Yeah.
Hey, they lost Will Shipley.
Damn.
That's going to be tough for them.
Taylor's favorite running
He's
back.
actually really good at running
Yeah,
back.
he's really
he
good
was,
running back.
yeah.
Brian Burgess says, is DeBoer rated that high just because he's head coach of the Gumps? No, he is someone
No.
who has had success everywhere he's been. And most importantly, he is someone who has elevated the talent. Like the results have been elevated relative to the talent level of his teams. And that is the ultimate sign of a great coach, right?
What was his? It's a 112 and something. Like
Yeah,
112
yeah.
and
If you look at the NAI,
15 or something.
it's literally, I believe, 112 and 9 or maybe like 106-12.
Yeah,
109-12.
Something ridiculous.
I mean, he just took Washington to a national championship and beat a legitimately great Texas team for a second year in a row in the playoff. I mean, whatever. We don't need to rehash Kalen DeBoer.
He went 67-3 at Sioux Falls, and they won 4 championships in a row.
104-12 in his career.
There we go,
as a head coach, and also had Indiana football relevant as an offensive coordinator.
Yep. And yeah, we know that one Tom Allen now. He got Tom Allen paid. Tom Allen needs to give Kalen DeBoer and Michael Penix Jr. some money.
And Ryan Grubb, yeah.
And Ryan Grubb. So, no, I mean, I think DeBoer is deserving of that ranking. I think DeBoer scares me because he now has a way better roster than he's ever had in his entire life.
Yeah.
But whatever. I hope he sucks now. Again, to me, Kalen DeBoer is like if Luke Skywalker took Vader's hand. It is a good guy turned to the dark side.
But do you think I feel like it's not possible, but is it possible that the hatred for Alabama wanes without Nick Saban there?
Hell no.
No, I mean, when I was in school, it was
I hate
Mike
Alabama.
Shula, and people didn't like him.
I hate
but
Alabama.
not as much as.
Well, I mean, you got to think though the LSU hate is like a lot of it comes from your former head coach who won a national championship was there.
Right. That's what. Yeah. But now that he's gone, I wonder if it, especially if Alabama. I don't think DeBoer. I think he's gonna be good, but just in case Alabama starts to go back down to where they were at before Saban.
I don't know. I mean, they were okay when I was in school. They had 1 year where they were a top 10 team, but there was still a lot of hate.
Yeah.
I'll say this: I hate Alabama down to the last molecule of my non-fertile nuts. Okay, I hate them for life, and nothing will ever change that.
Okay.
I don't give a damn who's in charge. Again, Kalen DeBoer, I used to love him. Now I hate him. Okay, he took the hand of Vader, and he decided to throw. The temptation of ruling the galaxy was too much for him, and he gave in to the dark side. Screw DeBoer. Screw Alabama. Screw the Crimson Tide. I hope they suck. I hope Kalen DeBoer's career goes down in flames. I hope Alabama fans run him out of town in 3 years and then get stuck in a cycle of trying to chase the ghost of Nick Saban for another 40 years. I hate Alabama. Nothing would make me happier than if Nate Oates would also get fired. And whoever their baseball coach is. Everybody. I hate him.
That's the thing, too, right? Like, Nate Oates, so unlikable right now that it doesn't even matter that Nick Saban's not there.
Yeah, screw Nate Oates, too, dude. Anyway.
So
I was
Rob Vaughn too. He's a baseball coach. You want him gone?
Who is it?
Rob Vaughn.
Yeah, somebody get Bert Neff to text Rob.
Well, they stunk
anyway. Brad
Inside
Bohannon
info.
back.
Yeah, I want Brad. I do actually. Yes, I want Brad Bohannon back at Alabama.
You know who comes in number 20 on this list? Top 20 coach in the country? Mark Stoops.
Would you pay Mark Stoops $9 million a year? Would you be happy if you were doing that?
Like he's 73-65 at Kentucky. Like they didn't have a winning record for a very, very long time. They were the laughing stock of the league. So they're relevant-ish, you know. So to them, $9 million keeps them in the conversation.
I need to get a job where everybody just accepts that the job is crap, but for some reason somebody decides to pay you a ton, so you have literally no expectation to operate under, and you just make a ton of money.
Go to a radio station
it's a good job,
that has no ratings and make them just a little bit better.
Yeah, but the problem is you never get paid at these jobs. Mark Stoops has done the impossible. He's been completely mediocre at a crap job, and he's getting paid like a king for it.
What is it in his contract?
8 straight bowl appearances.
Is it 8 wins and he automatically gets a year extension?
Oh, I don't know that.
T-Bob, what would Mark Stoops have to do to gain your respect? Okay, for last year for Sarkisian, I said win 10 games. For Mark Stoops, I want him to beat 2 teams that finish with winning SEC records. If he beats 2 he's done that twice in what, like a decade? In one season. If he can beat 2 teams that finish with a winning SEC record, I'll give Mark Stoops my respect. That is such a low bar, guys. Screw you. Screw all of you. Got a break. Let me get back more out of it.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com, CommunitySteelCo.com. You need steel, okay? Be it purlin, tubing, sheet metal, steel buildings, roofs, anything. It's all there in Gonzales, Louisiana, manufactured right there on site. Best prices, too, because you go straight from the wholesaler to, obviously, the manufacturing it. No middleman jacking up the prices in the back end. And unlike these national guys where you're dealing with, like, email forms, just call it. No, you deal with live and local humans, okay, who know you, your business, or your personal, like, steel needs, and they can better serve you in that way. Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
Yeah, go see them today in Gonzales, Louisiana. They've already been there for almost 2 hours now, and they get there early so you can come in. You can come check it out. They encourage you to come see them in Gonzales, Louisiana. And again, you go to the website, top right corner, click on Community Steel, show you exactly where they're located. But if you're not there, if you can't get there today, if you're not in that area, but you're throughout the state of Louisiana, we are talking to you. Pick up the phone, give them a call, let them know what you're looking for. They're going to help you out at 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13.
Hennigrove joined me and Jimmy Ott for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. Bruce Marshall will be with us along with Troy Macker from Bet Rivers, and legendary coach Skip Bertman joins the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Friday from Rufino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Here we go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hey, football head! That's you, Taylor.
I wouldn't think my head is football shaped at all.
He kind of looks like it is to me now.
Okay.
You have very Hey Arnold energy.
You got the same hair. Same hair.
Same hair.
You do have
just needs a blue
a
hat.
lot of Hey Arnold energy. You
Arnold's
do.
best friend was Gerald?
Yeah, Gerald.
I ain't seen Hey Arnold in a long time, y'all. That was a good show.
I used to love when they were playing football against the fifth graders, and the big guys, like, keep in mind, the fifth graders, like, triple the size of the fourth grader.
That's how it feels.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
it is.
he's like, we are fifth graders. We do not tie with fourth graders. And then Arnold brings out the one big fourth grader and beats the crap out of him.
Hell yeah.
Great episode.
My favorite episode was where they do like a little Dungeons and Dragons type board game. It was so good.
Surprising.
In the bathroom, just eat some cat dog now. Alone in the world, a little cat dog. That was a good. That was a
Great
good
show. Great
show.
show. That was the. Oh no, sorry. Rocco's Modern Life was the. You remember Rocco's Modern Life?
Yes,
Okay.
Rocco's is, I think, my favorite out of all.
Yeah, and so the guy who created that show was Stephen Hillenburg, who went on to create SpongeBob, and Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, also was one of the voices in that show as well.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Tom Kenny, big Jacob Hester fan.
Yep.
Yeah,
Noted.
right. That's what we learned. When did you interview him at the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Damn.
That SpongeBob cast was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of cool because we went. Yeah, he did that for us. We went like back and forth. He would be in character, out of character. You said to kind of keep up.
Make him like.
He's also.
I want to make Tom Kenny narrate the play against Florida where Jake put that dude on skates and you see the dirt fly up as his feet, which are planted in the ground,
I wonder
go 5 yards backwards through the earth.
If he has a cameo, I bet you could do that.
Yeah, you probably could, but I ain't doing that.
No. Also, he's
that's an expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah. He's also the actor Tom Kenny. He's also married to Karen, the computer, the woman who
Plankton?
voices Karen. Yeah, Plankton's wife, the computer wife.
He married a computer?
Yeah, he did.
That just doesn't seem
Yeah, it's
accurate,
gonna be
man.
something that becomes more and more commonplace nowadays.
Yeah,
so.
you never know, man.
Remember, there was an entire Joaquin Phoenix movie about
Yeah,
that.
he was like in love with the voice in his cell phone. or
AI,
something, huh?
yeah.
Oh yeah, come on.
I mean, it was Scarlett Johansson's voice, so I mean,
I would marry my algorithm. You know, we just talk about chess and being Disney adults all day. It'd be awesome. Get along great. Maybe like dabble in some painting of miniatures. A lot of freaky adult stuff at times. Yeah.
So T-Bob, just looking.
I'd marry my algorithm for sure.
Just looking at Kentucky's schedule for next year, they've got South Carolina at home, who they probably won't have a winning record.
They should win.
They're playing Georgia, they'll lose.
Yep.
They're playing at Ole Miss. They could win that game, but it's probably not.
What are you, high?
At Florida, they won't have a winning record. Auburn won't have a winning record. Tennessee, that's an interesting one. Tennessee could be the one they could get.
Tennessee could be one of those 5-3 teams that they managed to be.
But that is at Neyland though, and then at Texas.
Okay, so there's no chance.
No, there's no way they're winning.
That
two.
Kentucky's going to win 2 games.
There's
against
a
teams
chance.
with winning SEC
There's a
records.
chance you could beat Ole Miss in Tennessee.
At Vaught Hemingway and at Neyland.
I get it, but they could. Like, there's a chance.
They're both on the road. If both those games are at home, I'd give them a chance.
Is it Vandegrift or Stockton? I always get confused which one wins.
Vandegrift. So
Okay,
Gunnar
Vandegrift
Stockton
wins.
is still at Georgia.
He's still at Georgia. Okay.
Brock Vandegrift is in Kentucky.
Brock Vandegrift. Actually, not in English. Brock Vandegrift sounds very fratty. Liam Doyle.
Oh, he is not, though. Brock Vandegrift, I don't know if you can find the picture,
Gritty?
but he is country with a K, sir.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
How in the hell you country with a K with the last name Vandegrift?
I don't know, but he is. Or he's
Brock
trying to be.
Brock kind of does help that.
Brock definitely does. No doubt about
Brock's
that.
the jock name.
Yeah.
Brock's got great monosyllabic energy.
Almost every Brock that I've ever known is like good at some sport.
Brock. Good quarterback name. Maybe he'll be better than Will Levis was.
Well, better than Devin Leary for sure.
Did you know that Devin Leary threw the second most touchdown passes in the SEC last year? I'd never guess that.
Will Levis was a first-round pick. What are you talking about? He was good.
Second
round
pick. He was good.
Oh,
Will Levis was good this year.
Yeah, for sure. I know he's
Check out that gem of Brock, T-Bone. That's a good Brock picture.
Cell phone belt with the tucked-in plaid.
It's very Matt Flynn of him.
That's very Matt Flynn of him.
Wow. Wait. Okay, we got to go to break.
You didn't think Brock Vandergrift was going to look like that.
No idea. What does Liam Doyle look like? Because he seems a bit posh.
He probably has like a monocle and a pipe or something.
Yes. We're going to get back more OTB closing hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done today. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, 225-888-8888. You need somebody who's going to stand up for you when you get in your horse and buggy accident. These damn kids driving so fast through the cobblestone streets. Well, Gordon is there. Again, 225-888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done today.
Yeah, I got nothing for you there. I can't do that one. I can tell you getgordon.com is the website to go to where you can find past client results, cases they can handle for you in the courtroom. You can get a question answered, get a consultation set up, all on the website. You can see what they're doing in the community. At Get Gordon is always going to be the handle on all major social media as well. And no matter where you're at in Louisiana, no matter where you're listening to us in Louisiana, put your area code followed by the 8s, 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done. GetGordon.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $11,000 off the new 23 Dodge Charger. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $11,000 off the powerful new Charger. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other.
Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Looking back at Game 1 between LSU and Ole Miss, previewing Game 2, and some football talk with Preston Guy of TigerBait.com. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Boo you. More like Decorian. Just kidding.
Welcome back. Decorian Moore did decommit from LSU. We talked about it a bit to open the show. Number 1 wide receiver in the country, number 3 player in the country. It's not a huge surprise. There had been many, many signs that a waffling was taking place. Again.
Waffling and
smoking the reefer. Taylor.
He probably didn't know what that's from.
Was I supposed to know that?
I thought you did, but
because it's actually littering and, but whatever, you get it.
Yeah.
What's it from?
You don't know littering and.
What if I was to say Farva?
That help.
Oh, is that
a
Super Troopers?
Yes,
a liter of cola.
Thank you. Okay, we got there eventually. Coach Peanut Butter Knife says on Twitter, Avatar rules, loser. Okay, Peanut Butter Knife, whatever. Why don't you go stick your tail in a flower or something? Freaking weirdo. Why don't you go betray the human race for some aliens you just met? Okay?
Peter Burns he's on site at Valhalla too. He said he interviewed an officer, and the officer said some blank tried to run over one of our cops. That person is going to jail.
Wow. I mean, look, wait, so do we have an official statement from the Louisville Police Department? Because I want to see, remember,
I don't think so,
I said
yet.
I said in hour one, all the charges are going to be dropped, that publicly the police will support their officer, but then I do think behind closed doors they're probably going to be like, Brett, come on, this could have been avoided. But I'm very interested to see what the Louisville chief
We don't
says.
have time here before we go to break probably, but Scotty did release a statement. So
I saw his attorney.
I
think I saw somebody interview his attorney as well.
Marty Smith of ESPN did say that he walked into the clubhouse, said, "Morning, everybody," sat down and ate a full plate of eggs and got up and walked away. That was
it. Just eggs?
Yeah, full plate of eggs, he said.
Like no sausage?
I guess
biscuit?
not. Look.
For that in jail, T-Bob.
Sausage.
Okay,
and,
good job,
yeah,
Taylor.
as well.
Good job.
And biscuit and bacon, like that's, you're on a golf course, you better be careful.
That's
Off
true.
the
That's true.
bench with Hester and T-Bob.
That's fair. What do you do if you have to dump in the middle of a PGA round?
You pull a Lamar Jackson. Like he did. You go scoot in there and get it done.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, they'll get it done. If you're talking about finding your next vehicle. Be it a Toyota certified used vehicle, maybe something brand new, maybe just leasing. Great deals going on constantly. It is 4.99% APR sign for 60 months, okay? Because they got that on a ton of new vehicles right now at All-Star Toyota. Again, AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com is always a great resource to go check on said deals. And remember, if you get in an accident, you need a body shop, service center, all makes and models welcome over there at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Go to the website today to schedule that rental for your summer vacation. Get it done today. Everything's available. Bigger, smaller, better on gas mileage, whatever. Everything is available. Rent it today. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Friday, May 17th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 85. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll talk some LSU softball, continue to break down the Scottie Scheffler situation, the NFL story of the day, and then we will close it out with some Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch them in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Southern, welcome back. OTB, T-Bob, Jacob, and Taylor hanging out with you today.
There's old Thor Oakenshield leading at a fullback charge, bro. I mean, what are dwarves if not fullback?
I agree.
Low man wins.
Yep.
Look at this. Low man winner right here, Jacob. Wait, so you've never seen this? The battles in the Hobbit trilogy are actually pretty tight.
It's kind of crazy, but I feel like the battle got here a lot faster than it did when I watched the movie. Maybe it's because we've just been talking, but
well, no, but this is a
like a flashback.
A memory. This is a flashback now.
Yeah.
I mean, Battle of Five Armies is not the strongest movie, but the fight scenes are fun.
The fight scenes are awesome.
Desolation of Smog's kind of a bit of a disaster.
Yeah, it's not good.
Which sucks.
Disappointing.
Benedict Cumberbatch as Smog, which
Very
should have been great.
Yeah. Should have been really good.
Did you know?
No, I didn't.
They did not decide to do a third movie until after principal filming was done.
That actually makes sense, though.
Yes, it does. And how Desolation of Smog felt so bad. They literally just shoehorned the beginning to end on and last thing. But yes, it should have been 2 movies. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I still like the Hobbits for whatever it's worth, even though I can objectively say they're not great. Look, let's be clear, chat. Let he who has not fapped the Twi'leks throw the first stone here. Okay? That's all I'm going to say on the matter. And that's final. I do want to talk a little bit about LSU softball this hour, as they're going to be opening up their regional in 2 hours from now. And Jim Kleinpeter has a good breakdown on theadvocate.com right now. Sydney Berzon asked about, okay, what was so different in the SEC tournament, right? And how did y'all get back to where you wanted to be? She said, quote, we got our energy back. In all that time, we found out who we are as a team to get us to this point where it truly matters. We found that dog in us, that fight,
that energy we needed, the willingness to fight at the very last pitch. It has brought joy and intensity back to this team. And, well, look, you're going to need it here in the playoffs because this is where everybody gets good. I mean, check this out, Jake. Jackson State leads the nation in stolen bases per game. Got 162 of them in 50 games, 3.2 per game.
That's a lot of them things.
Yeah, man. Kalia Gibson has 40 steals in 41 attempts. Oof. So basically, if Gibson gets on, she's going to steal a base, and you're not going to stop her.
Yeah.
Like, you have to accept that if it's a single, it's now a double, and so on and so forth. So this is that's the 4 seed that leads the nation in steals. The 2 seed, Cal, they have 12 College World Series appearances. They have a 2002 national championship. They've hit 77 home runs, good for 11th in the country. And then, as Jim points out, Southern Illinois, they've won 9 consecutive games. They've won 16 of their last 17. And how about this? The nation's 4th best team ERA. Okay, so the regional really is quality, top to bottom, and it's going to get started with that very speedy Jackson State team here in 2 hours.
Yeah, and oddly enough, Cal has played a bunch of the same teams that you have played, and so they can go back and they can watch some tape just like you can. We talked about it with Veterina yesterday. It's going to be interesting because you have so many common opponents and how much film that they take from that and what that's going to look like. Cal comes in at number 22 in the final RPI, 36-17 on the year. Now, they haven't been great on the road. They're 8-8 on the road, 14-1 in neutral site games, 14-8 at home. Why in the world have they played 15 neutral site games? That's a lot of tournaments.
Yeah, I mean,
for Cal. Like LSU only played 6 neutral site games.
Does the Pac-12 still exist right now in other sports, like in softball and stuff?
Yeah.
It still does? Okay.
Yeah. I think softball might be the final sport. A little softball, baseball would be the final sport, I think, for the Pac-12. But, of course, we know, like, the Pac-12 still has some good softball.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. So this is not an easy regional, okay? But this is an LSU team that, what are they in RPI, the final 3?
4.
4?
They slipped to 4th, yeah.
So there you go. This is a team that has dealt with one of the toughest roads in the entire country. You have wins over Tennessee, Alabama, Oklahoma, right?
No,
or
Texas.
Okay, not
Yeah.
Oklahoma. Texas.
Texas, who got the number 1 overall seed.
There you go. I mean,
Yeah.
you have wins against the SEC champion, the number 1 overall seed. Alabama is incredible every year. So this is a team that has proven they can beat the best. I think the only thing holding them back, Jake, they just got to find some of that consistency. And again, it's like the NHL, where you can ride a hot goalie, you can ride a hot pitcher, and Sidney Berzon is that pitcher. I mean, look no further than 200 in the Alabama game last week, 200 pitches, and then comes back the next day and ends up carrying the way the rest of was it the final 5 innings of Tennessee? It was something like the final 5 innings maybe of Tennessee to come back and get that win. So ride her like she's Patrick Waugh, all the way to supers, baby. And it starts here in 2 hours.
Was it the Avs that he had that?
Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah. I used to love that Avalanche team. That was
Legend.
my hockey phase. Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg, Patrick Roy, always talking. And he had that great, goalie's a little quirky. He used to talk to the goal.
Oh, yeah.
He would talk to the post and be like, look, you're my homie, dude. Like, help me out. If it hits you, keep it out.
Keep it out.
Don't bring that thing up in here. It hits you, keep it out. It's like Karl Malone talking the ball when he would.
I rocked with the
shoot
New
free
Jersey
throws.
Devils, the early 2000s.
I was New York Rangers.
Let me
Mark
think.
Messier, Brian Leach, Mark
Devils
Richter.
were so good. They had Mark Tanbroder, one of the other
Mark Tanbroder.
GOAT
God, that's what I was
goaltendies
looking
of
for. I
all
was going
time
to
as
get
well.
there. I hate you for saying that. I was going to.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Not sorry.
Brodeur is an animal, and forever too.
Ever,
in
yeah.
Benoit.
Southern Illinois, by the way, RPI, they came in at number 48.
Okay.
42-9 overall, but obviously strength of schedule is going to be a little bit different. One thing going in their favor heading to Tiger Park, 16-4 on the road this year.
But it sounds like if that's their RPI with a record and winning 16 and 17, it sounds like they're just clearly better in their competition.
Yeah.
And now we got to see, can they hold up against what is going to be the best competition that they have faced thus far this year. Taylor, do you have a softball take? You normally have takes on everything.
Yeah, like you had one on Bronny James' high school teammates the other day.
Yep.
Sierra
Hey,
Canyon,
I
fourth best
named
player.
the high school
Fourth best
teammates
player.
too.
Yeah, I know.
Fourth best player.
And to, I mean, Remember, also, Taylor saying Scotty Scheffler getting arrested was the best thing that could happen
It
in
is.
golf.
It's awesome. I'm going to tune into this tournament that I otherwise would not give a crap about. Me and Jake talked about during break how neither of us really watch a ton of golf, but like I am so interested in the story that I might watch it. As far as softball goes, though, this is going to come down to hitting. I understand that Berzon's excellent. This team is just that's where they've struggled, right? I mean, we talked about it
because they're so consistent on the mound that you
Yes.
know you're going to get great
Yes,
performances
you know,
there.
you know
They
you're going to
just
be
gotta
good.
produce.
You were great
Yeah.
against Tennessee,
Yeah.
who at the time was the top team that a lot of people thought in the country, maybe even over a Texas or an Oklahoma. You scored 1 run in that entire series.
Yeah.
And the game that you won, it was 1-0. That's the only run you scored all weekend. Like, we know what Berzon's going to do. We know how far she can go in games. You can't waste it. I mean, that's been a big thing. What I've liked is they've finally found some consistency at third base. When Danica Coffey went down, it was kind of a turnstile. I mean, I think the errors at third base cost you 4 wins this year. I
mean,
truly
they cost
do.
you the Auburn game that I went to.
I truly do. You know, they put in Madison Manning, who was a freshman. You know, she hadn't had a ton of experience coming into the
Did
season,
she agree
obviously.
to be in NCAA?
I don't know. I know Arch did not,
I know.
but she may have. I think she's in the crowd waving at one of the things.
Okay,
Yeah,
right
so they'll pan to her every now and then, like if LSU scores. But no, she's been excellent defensively over there at third base. Your hittings came around a little bit in the SEC tournament. If you could continue that, you don't have to get a ton. Can you get 4 runs a
I'm about to
game,
say, it seems like
5
4,
runs a
you'll-
game?
you'll win the
Because
majority of
Kelly
those
Lynch
games.
has been really good on the mound. At times, Raylan Chafin's been good on the mound. If you can get 4 to 5 runs a game, they're going to be fine in this regional, but that's going to be the key to it.
Jackson State comes in at 221st in RPI. Now that is with a 31-17 record. So
Not the best record there, not the most overwhelming record there. Did they win their conference?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense then.
yeah, it's the only way you get in with an RPI of 221.
Yeah. Rebecca Sorrell asked the bench. Roswell, Georgia native here. Shout out Roswell. Planning to go to San Diego in a few months. Hester, you have any tips for where we go? We know T-Bob hates California except for Berkeley. I said, ask the bench. Go Tigers. What's up, Rebecca? Where should you go in San Diego?
My favorite place, the place I send everybody, Georgia's on the Cove in La Jolla. Incredible view, great food, great scene. One of the spots you have to go to.
Go to the Midway as well.
If you would if you want to do like touristy things,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go see the Midway.
T-Bob,
You talking
quick
about
question.
the actual battleship?
Yeah, it's
it
aircraft-
was-
aircraft carrier.
So where we lived when we
God, I
first
can't
moved
imagine
there,
what it's like seeing an aircraft
So
carrier
you know
in
where
real
that
life.
you know where like the McDonald's is on Government compared to where
Yeah,
we're at. That's
yeah,
how
definitely.
far it was from our first condo.
What?
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
T-Bob, where in Georgia is Roswell?
It's in Georgia.
Yeah,
You
but
just
like
said
where
it.
at compared to like the Atlanta area?
You know, it's not far from me.
Okay.
Just a
Which
hop,
direction?
Skip, hop, and a jump. East. I believe
East
Georgia?
Georgia?
East of Sandy Springs. I lived in Alpharetta, which is now Sandy Springs. See if I'm correct.
All right, I'm going to look.
God, that
So
doesn't feel
that's
right. That
that's
doesn't feel
Sandy
right.
Springs.
Doesn't feel right.
And Duluth is
I feel like Duluth might be
Jones
east.
Creek or Johns Creek.
No, I think no. Sorry. Johns Creek is Alpharetta is now Johns Creek.
I thought Duluth was.
No. My bad. I screwed that
So-
up. Johns Creek
Wait.
is Alpharetta. Sandy Springs is kind of
What
near
question
it.
did you ask him?
Where's Roswell?
Where is Roswell compared to where he grew up?
He called it out. He knew that I have no
It's
idea.
it's
even though-
southwest of Alpharetta.
That's what I said. Southwest, right?
You said
You
east.
said east.
but
What? Did I?
You did.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
Johns Creek is actually southeast.
Where I grew up is now technically Johns Creek.
Okay, that's
know
where Charlie Whitehurst grew up too, Bo.
Yeah, Chattahoochee. My oldest sister was on the cheerleading squad when he was in junior high, Taylor Road Middle School. Who knew?
Be clipboard Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. Who knew that a
And
clipboard deity was among us the entire time?
The best storyteller I've ever been around.
Bunny Money, can we talk about Caitlin Clark 2 games in and she's bust? I mean, this is like
Bust.
exactly what we were. This is exactly what we were talking about in terms of who has more pressure, Caitlin Clark or Caleb Williams.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I guess so. God, you're not even allowed to be a rookie going into a professional league and struggle a little bit. She just has to dominate off of day one now that she's playing with adults who've made this entire career.
I was
and
seeing
who probably
something
play
like-
year round. Like they play
Yeah.
overseas and then come back and play WNBA. Like
They got beat by
geez.
40 almost.
I saw something
102
on-
to 66.
on social media the other day. Like, okay, she scored 20 points in her debut. She had 10 turnovers, but 20 points. Her over-under for the season, like points per game, is 21.5. And people are like, she'll never make that. I'm like, guys, she scored 20 in her first game. Like, she's kind of already there. Let's relax.
Yesterday's game, she played 30 minutes, was 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. Did have 7 rebounds and 6 assists, 3 turnovers. So down from her 10 that she had in the first game.
Indiana, I got a fever, and the only prescription is more Caitlin.
Very bad.
What?
I got to Christopher Walken's a tough one to do. That's actually not
really.
even close to the worst one that I've heard.
5 out of 10? Not even a 6.
I give you a 6.5.
Thank you, Taylor. You feel like you're brown nosing.
Yeah,
I'll
he
take
is
it.
absolutely 100%.
I'll
He
take
just
it.
wants you to. Yeah.
Hey, the only prescription is more Caitlin.
It's almost like a mix between Christopher Walken and Rocky Balboa.
Okay, that's not an inaccurate breakdown.
No, he is doing Sylvester Stallone doing
As
Christopher Walken.
If you just went to like
Adrian.
I don't know, man. I feel like
You wanna hear
Christopher
my
Walken,
Christopher Walken?
and Catch Me If You Can is like the best. Where are you going, Frank? Somewhere exotic.
Isn't he supposed to? He plays the girl's dad in Catch Me If You Can, right? Isn't he supposed to be from Louisiana?
No, he plays Frank's father.
Oh, he plays Frank's father. Never mind. Okay, yeah, that's right.
I think Martin Sheen plays the girl's dad.
Maybe that's right. I don't know.
believe.
Man, I haven't seen Catch Me If You Can in too long. I used to love
Which is
that
in
movie.
Louisiana, which is like,
So
how in
much.
the world you pass the bar in Louisiana?
Ryan Smith says Walken being in Dune 2 was its only flaw. I disagree
Whoa.
wholly and fully.
Yeah,
Christopher
Roger
Walken
Strong
gave
was
off
Martin Sheen.
Excellent. Christopher Walken gave off excellent Emperor energy in Dune 2.
He just throws me off because he just because he
can do whatever he wants in my eyes.
I know he himself is just such a character in himself. Just the actor Christopher Walken is such a character that it's hard when I see him in a movie now, like in Dune. It's just hard for me to.
I get what you're
It's hard for me
getting
to
at.
separate.
So I do understand how you're arriving there. It's just that I felt none of that watching the movie. I immediately was like, oh yeah, this.
So
I
it's,
actually love him.
it's
in
funny
this
you
role.
say that. We saw it in theaters, and I guess it was Austin Butler's character, or whatever. It's like going nuts, like killing somebody, and then they
Yeah.
pan to Christopher Walken. I'm sitting there and I start chuckling. And Victoria's like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm like, "It's Christopher Walken."
Okay, so you felt that. You felt that too, then. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I think he did great though.
God,
it's just hard to
talk about a man I want to kiss, Austin Butler.
Ooh.
Did those lips look juicy or what? Especially because he's all like bald and pale in that movie, and it really kind of accentuates him. Sheesh, Louise.
That's a take.
Yeah, top 10 dudes I want to kiss.
Yeah.
Top
You have
5.
a list of 10?
I would
Is
go
he number 1?
Austin Butler, he feels like number 1. Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
Would be on that list
Oh,
as
so
well.
Dune-
He's
Dune
not-
was a
he's not on the
big
all-Dune
T-Bob
cast.
Ryan Gosling, maybe.
Yeah, I mean Gosling's filmography is sneaky incredible.
Oh, it's really good.
Like it's actually crazy, and I feel like we're all just realizing that. I don't
Jake-
know how
Jake
the fall guy
Gyllenhaal?
is. No, Jake Gyllenhaal not making my list.
How dare you?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude, get the hell out of here. Gosling would probably sneak in at 5. Oh, wait, I just had somebody else, and I lost it. Armie Hammer probably would have been there before I realized.
Oh,
he
Henry
wanted to eat
Cavill?
people. I would kiss Henry Cavill, not necessarily
Just like on the
because
cheek
he's
or
like the
something.
best looking. No, on the lips.
Okay.
But just because like for the nerddom.
Right.
Because he's the realest Hollywood nerd there is.
That's
he's
true.
a PC gamer. He loves Warhammer, painting miniatures. Like
He quit doing The Witcher because they weren't being faithful
Yes.
enough to the
I,
story.
I would legitimately date. I would date Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
All these other guys I wouldn't. I would date Henry Cavill.
So then he's got to be
Really
number 1 then, I would think.
Well, but Butler's got the most beautiful facial
Okay,
structure.
I see what you're saying. I get you. So if
Maybe I'd like to kiss Seth Rogen too, dude. I
Seth
don't know.
Rogen.
Yeah.
It's a wild card.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But like, I really like Seth Rogen, and I always have, and I think he's very funny, and I love a lot of his movies. So it'd be pretty cool to kiss him. Would you kiss Ryan Reynolds, Jake?
It'd be pretty cool to kiss.
Ryan Reynolds, that's a good shout.
Would you kiss him?
No, he owns a different soccer club. That's not Everton.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
Wrexham they're not even in the same stratosphere as Everton. That's he just you
I
just
mean, are they not though? They play in the FA
Would you
Cup.
rather kiss
They
Ryan
do,
Reynolds or
but-
Rob McElhaney?
Ryan Reynolds.
Do I have to pick?
McElwainey's got more grit.
Okay, so I'm actually.
Jack. I mean, they're both jacked.
I'm actually
Yeah,
going
they
the
are.
other way. I don't want to think about kissing a dude, and McElhenney's got the beard, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Reynolds.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
I'm gonna go
I'll
Reynolds.
leave you to your own thoughts when you're alone,
The
Taylor. It's all
chat,
good.
the chat has just created a new name for you, T-Bob.
Yeah, it's good.
What is it?
LGBT Bob.
Well done.
That's actually pretty good.
I still think I'm missing someone. I
Yeah,
know
I
there's,
do.
There's
I
a
agree.
fifth guy on my list that I had pop into my head, and he
Brad
dropped
Pitt,
out.
maybe?
Nah, that's a little too chalky.
Yeah, it is.
It's like choosing UConn to win your bracket.
Or like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Ooh.
But
That's kind of chalky too, though.
It is chalky,
It
but I
is.
do love Hugh, and he's a supreme musical talent. I'll think about it. I'll come back. I'll figure out one somewhere. I just need to remember who I was thinking of, and I'll be fine, and I can drop this. But now it's like stuck in my head, and I can't remember. Let's do this. Let's go to break. When we get back, I got some details on the new EA Sports College Football 25 game, and coming up in about 40 minutes now, we are going to get the full reveal trailer, which, of course, we'll be reacting to live at the Snaps YouTube channel if you want to check that out. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I would kiss Pinnacle Exterior Construction because they do such a great job, and their work is so attractive. I mean, speaking of great filmography, go on pecbuilt.com and go look at the gallery of their work. You're going to be blown away, guys. I don't care if it's any size, type of fence that you need, any outdoor living area, an outdoor kitchen, a fully customized pool, bulkheads, pergolas, or the spec pools where you choose from a number of different templates and you choose a bunch of kind of detail work around the edges, and so you make it your own, but it's very affordable, right? The point is, any exterior construction, you want Pinnacle Exterior Construction. You want pecbuilt.com.
Yeah, T-Bob said it. I mean, you can pick from an amazing pamphlet of spec pools, but also like as custom as you want to make this thing. Certainly they can do that as well. Outdoor living spaces, outdoor kitchens, even if you don't have a pool, but it's also great with a pool, goes right along with it, obviously. They can come in, they can change your space in your backyard, any fence you need built, bulkheads, you name it, they do it, and they do it at the highest level. Check them out online today at pecbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hours return. Recap Game 1 of LSU Ole Miss. Get you set for the rest of the weekend. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
So, welcome back. Friday, roll right along. All right, let's look at some of these Scotty Scheffler memes that y'all put in the chat here. First link, this page doesn't exist. Not a great start. Okay, let's see. Second link. He was arrested, released, and this comes from Blutman Mark. He was arrested, released, and will make his tea time is about the whitest thing I've ever heard. This next one comes from B. Gert Spurts. This morning, Scotty Scheffler submitted himself into golf history, and then there's a mugshot of John Daly, a mugshot of Tiger Woods, and a mugshot of Scotty Scheffler. He continues to chase the Tiger legacy. Let's see what else we got here. It's the meme of the guy sweating, looking over the 2 buttons, and it says local conservatives this morning. 1 button, rich white golfer. The other button, the police. Who do you support, Scheffler or the police?
Where do you go?
Put him in a mental pretzel. Let's see. Art But Make It Sports. How is that Art But Make It Sports account so incredible, dude?
I don't understand how that guy does it.
I feel like it has to be an AI system.
No, it's not though. You
to.
say that,
No,
however, I've seen people. Somebody interviewed him, and they actually like talked to him and asked him, and he's literally like an art.
He's just like a true art.
He's a
historian,
true art
just has
savant.
it,
He just knows everything. He knows all art, and he can it comes to him.
AG Jack. Apparently, these are the police officers who detained Scotty Scheffler this morning in Louisville, and it's Seth Rogen and Bill Hader.
From Superbad, yeah.
The fastest kid on. He throws up. It's just beer. Don't worry, it's just beer. And then finally, from Claire Rogers, you know who else was arrested and taken away in chains 3 days before Big Sunday? There we go. Take it back. Great job all around, guys. Funny memes. The internet never disappoints. And then the first response to this tweet from NBA Slime, Jesus never won the Players' Championship and Masters back-to-back. True.
That's true. He didn't.
True,
He did
but
not
he could
do that.
have.
He could have.
He could have, but he did
didn't,
not
though.
technically. Did not technically. Yeah, what a wild morning.
The entire Twitter feed is just filled with it's all just Scheffler, everything.
It's Oh, Taylor, NFL story of the day. We didn't even do it. What do you got?
You want to do it right here?
Do I need
let's
to play?
knock it
Is there
out.
something I need to
Just
play?
like
or-
some NFL films
Yeah,
music
yeah.
Okay,
is buried somewhere in there.
Not a big deal.
It's
Not super
time for
picky.
the
So,
NFL lead Taylor story of the day.
all right, we're gonna pretend like that was English. So, anyways, Robert Griffin III has been removed from ESPN's Monday Night Countdown pregame show.
Whoa.
This was announced a couple of days ago. The reason why is because he's being replaced by Jason Kelsey. So it's going to be Jason Kelsey, Scott Van Pelt, Ryan Clark, and Marcus Spears, along with Adam Schefter when they need inside info. Now, Griffin was not fired from ESPN. He's still going to hold other roles, but just 2 years after taking over, he will not be on Monday Night Countdown. It will be Jason Kelsey instead in that other role. Now,
well, go ahead.
I bring that up to bring this up. We know that Tom Brady, we talked about it the other day, the Cowboys-Browns is going to be his broadcasting debut.
Yeah.
He's now the number one analyst at Fox Sports. Greg Olsen is number 2.
Yeah.
We knew that was going to happen.
makes
He's
sense.
taking a demotion. Well, the New York Post did some digging. Greg Olsen's annual salary is going to drop from $10 million to $3 million.
Wait, why? What?
Because he's now the number 2 analyst and he was getting paid as the number 1. He is losing $7 million on this deal
really good.
from going from the number 1 to the number 2.
That frustrates me because whatever. Greg goes from 1 to 2. That's fine. But
What if Tom Brady sucks?
Well,
I don't think he
he'll
will,
suck.
but
I don't know if he'll be as objectively good as Greg, though.
The
to your
funniest
point.
part of all this,
If I'm
Tom,
Greg Olsen, I'm like, okay, Fox, I'm out of here, and I'm going to try to get one of these other companies to hire me.
the funniest part, right after Brady took the job, he called Greg Olsen to get pointers on how to
Yeah,
I wouldn't
how to
talk.
start.
I wouldn't
And-
talk to him.
And he's taking over his spot,
They're
and
taking
Greg
all my
Olsen
money.
is losing $7 million a year.
I just don't. I mean, the thing is, like, how does Brady having the number 1 seat mean anything when you're paying Brady an unprecedented amount anyway? Look, I know half Spanish Armada says only $3 million. That's rough, buddy. Well, look, I get it, but conceptual.
but okay, so
it's all relative. It's all
If
relative.
you were making $70,000 a year and somebody knocked you down to $30,000 per
Yes.
year, you'd be
Not,
pissed
not,
off.
even, not, even,
Principle
not
of
even,
the matter.
not even that. Let's say, doesn't matter what amount of money. Hey, we are cutting your salary by 70%.
That's crazy. I will say on the RG3 front, that makes sense. RG3's voice, I think, carries more in college. And if I'm talking about breaking down the NFL, I would trust Jason Kelsey just about over anyone.
Well, not only that, look, he never said anything bad, but remember, there was always a couple little loose lip things with RG3. Remember, there was a couple things where you're like,
Which
should he
I
have said
like,
that? Should he not?
which I like,
enjoyed
but-
it, but ESPN's like really like buttoned up. They want their Monday Night Football countdown very serious.
No,
I can
trust me,
see why
dude.
they made this
When I
move.
was in Chicago, the stadium people were shocked when I said on one of their shows that that Nick Saban cucked Kirby Smart, and apparently one of the producers up there had like been the main producer for the Big Ten Network for like over a decade, and he said if I would have said that on Big Ten Network, I would have been fired on the spot.
Jeez.
And Perp walked out of the building.
That's why the SEC is better.
Cool.
I was
That's
like,
just who I am.
Oh, I'm never going to get hired at any of these places.
It's like, T-Bob, do you have a demo reel you can send us? No, I don't actually.
I do not actually have a
don't.
demo reel,
Never
sorry.
actually worked in radio. Don't go check.
Never done it. Don't do any research whatsoever in the slightest.
Yeah, RG3 demoted, Greg Olsen demoted.
Please stop acting like cutting 70% of a $10 million salary is a big deal. Bill, it is, dude. I mean,
It is a big deal. Again,
is a
take
big
the
deal.
number
it's a
out
big
of it.
deal because you're having 70% salary cut for not that you did a bad job, just because somebody got left ahead of you because of their playing career. Like,
Also,
again,
you're not doing a different job
Yes,
either. It's not
yeah.
like, oh, we're taking you out of broadcast and you're going to do a behind-the-scenes role. You're literally doing the exact same job. You're just not calling a game that the network views as quite as good.
Yeah, and you did the job well.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
you're
you
losing
called the Super
70%
Bowl
of your
this
money.
year.
You're awesome.
Take the number out of it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you were awesome, dude.
Take it from Tony Romo. He's not any good. Sorry, Taylor.
Avo, did they not do research on you before bringing you up there? No. To be clear, Stadium didn't care. They thought it was funny. They knew that, yes, I did shows with them for an entire fall. They fully knew who they were hosting up there. It was just interesting here. And look, to be fair, I don't think it happened. I think in the SEC network, I'd probably get a tongue lashing, but I don't think I'd get fired on the spot.
You might be like, hey, T, let's maybe not.
Maybe not do the
that
cup
conversation.
thing, yeah.
But the Big Ten, even like on Big Ten radio, like on our channel, Sirius XM, it's way more straight-laced, where our SEC channel, you got Chris Doring, and that's all I got to say.
Midwesterners. I don't know, Jim. I've fapped a couple Twi'leks in my day, Jim. Have you? Have you ever, Taylor?
Ever what?
Fapped to a Twi'lek?
No.
I don't even know what that
I'm
is.
not quite sure even what that, like the Twilight series?
No, Twi'lek.
What is the Twi'lek?
I say Twi'lek.
Oh, Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars.
Oh, I thought it was Twi'lek.
Twi'lek.
Oh, it probably is
Okay,
Twi'lek.
so what is a Twi'lek in Star Wars?
Twi'lek, it's an
species.
alien race, but for whatever reason, they've always been like very attractive.
Well, they have the
yeah, and they've got like
the like I don't even know what you
alien
call them.
ears that kind of look like pigtails.
Yeah.
No.
But even the males are sexy. In the Book of Boba Fett, we see male Twi'leks, and they have like 8-packs and stuff. The point is, there's never been a more unattractive alien than the Na'vi. They're gangly and skinny, and I hate them. I would murder every Na'vi and take all of their unobtainium.
Okay.
T-Bob's Navian genocide.
Yeah. Let's be clear about where I stand on this.
I think you just made it clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, T-Bob's like, I don't want to hold anything back, but I would murder all of them.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Well, yes, yeah.
Somebody posted a tweet of a picture of a bet on Scotty Scheffler at plus 200 million, winner after false imprisonment. $50 to win 100 million. This has a chance.
I mean, who would have guessed?
He needs to cash. I mean, what would they cash that out at? Probably they'd probably try to for sure give him at least a couple million. Probably.
Y'all heard about the dude? What's the OKC series at right now?
It's 2-2.
2-2. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm sorry. It's 3-2. It's 3-2. The Mavs beat them, so the Mavs are 1 away.
Nuggets 3-3.
Yeah, no, some guy had like some parlay for $100 where it was like he got two. I can't remember who it was, but 2 of the other major sport champions, correct? And he has the Thunder winning all, and if they do it, he wins like $1 million. But I guess at 3-2, that cash out's probably down now.
Like, man.
Oh wait, was it? Yeah, wasn't it? Was it you, Taylor, that they had the guy made a bet? He bet like every.
Yeah, so he took the futures. He started last year. He started last year with the Nuggets. They win. He got Michigan. They win. He got UConn. They win.
Is that okay? Is that the guy that we're talking about?
No, this guy's like $400,000 bet. It's something different. He didn't take the Thunder to win. He took he won it. He ended with Scotty Scheffler winning the Masters.
Oh wow!
So he took Nuggets, Michigan, UConn, and Scheffler, and he made a $300 bet and won like $400,000.
See, I thought the odds would have been longer. I thought
yeah, but it was only a 4-leg though. A lot of these guys do like 7 or 8. I mean, $300 to win $400,000.
Throwing $300 on that is crazy.
And yeah, chat, unobtainium is the laziest name ever, for sure. All right, when we get back, more OTB. I think we actually found audio of Scotty Scheffler speaking on his new child and kind of some of the conversations they had in prison. So we'll play those for you when we get back. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Chat says Scotty made birdie on his first hole back. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the jokes are
That's what I was saying.
Jail birdie.
He's going to shoot 7 under today. He's going to take the lead.
Jail birdie.
What a Friday, guys. What a Friday. It's about to get better. We're about to get a full NCAA trailer here in a little bit. You can make your Friday better by going to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, okay? And looking, go to the website, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, and start to look at some of the options there, some of the great deals that you can take advantage of. But look, whether you need to buy new, a Toyota certified used vehicle, you're looking to lease, you need a body shop or a service center. All makes and models welcome, free professional estimate, excellent lines of communication, shuttle service, cheap rental cars right there on site. It's all there for you. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you can check out the new vehicles. Obviously, when you're leasing, everything's available, but when you're renting, everything's available as well. So you're not going to find that anywhere else. Everything available, multiple trucks, multiple SUVs, full-size SUV, vans, you name it, it's available. Rent it today. Reserve it today. allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call
Hennigrove joined me and Jimmy Ott for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. Bruce Marshall will be with us along with Troy Macker from Bet Rivers, and legendary coach Skip Bertman joins the show. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Friday from Rufino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Everybody's rushing, gotta get down to the bus stop, gotta catch my bus. I see my friends kicking in the front seat, sitting in the back seat, gotta make my mind up, which seat can I take? It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday, everybody's looking forward.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Sup, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, T-Bob, Jake, Jacob, and Taylor hanging out. So we have Scotty Scheffler, of course, not just, look, a crazy morning, arrested. He's birdied the first hole back, but we actually obtained through a Freedom of Information Act, we obtained some audio from prison. He was talking to some of his cellmates, and he was kind of speaking on the recent birth of his son. So here it is. This is Scottie Scheffler live from a Louisville correctional facility.
Done. Okay? And listen to me. I'm gonna be real honest with you right now. This moment came to me in a dream about a month ago. I was making love. My wife Donna on top of her, thrusting away. A sultry, hot evening. All the windows closed. The heat turned up to about 82, so it gets sweaty and hot. My hips thrusting down on Donna, her trying to get away, because she does not like it. When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in. My wife says, "No, Gabriel, leave." I say, "No, let the boy watch." Let the boy watch. He needs to learn the way I learned from my father, the way he learned from his father.
Ashley Scheffler. Ashley Scheffler, BMW. Shout out Gabriel. Congrats on being born, man.
Would that be what if Scottie Scheffler was actually arrested and got charged and went to jail and came out of jail and like 10 years later, would that be what he would do? Would he be a car like a car dealer?
Let the boy watch. I believe if you're a Masters champ, you could be an unbelievable car salesman.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, like
you could sell so many BMWs or Mercedes,
like
1,000%.
like Coach Saban.
Yeah.
True. Yes, exactly. Like Coach Saban.
John Elway had dealerships all over Denver.
I want to say Ray Childress, maybe the old A&M legend, played in the NFL for a while. I feel like he got very successful and famous afterwards for a bunch of car dealerships. There's a ton of that out there. Daniel Bastard, so this in the sports talk starts, right? Yes. So EA College Sports 25 yesterday, they had a countdown timer to what we were told was a big reveal, and then all they did was reveal pricing and the covers. A little ridiculous, yes, but there is a trailer coming up here in about 15 minutes. We'll see if it's any better today. But what we do know, Jake, remember how we thought there was going to be a Heisman edition for 150?
Yeah.
That is actually an MVP bundle where you get the deluxe edition of Madden and the deluxe edition of NCAA all in one. I'm not going to play Madden. So I will be purchasing the deluxe edition of NCAA, as I believe it's $99.99, $89.99 if you have EA Play. And ultimately, though, it's kind of a lot of Ultimate Team stuff. Now, you get the game 3 days early. You get access to it on July 16th.
Yeah.
But it's like you get like FIFA points to buy Ultimate Team pack, or not FIFA points, whatever, NCAA points to buy packs with. It seems like you get a cosmetic. You get a choice of one of the cover athletes. You get a choice of, I think, your favorite team, maybe you get a player from. So it's not surprising in that way. But
so
I know I'm an idiot. I'm kind of excited.
Real quick, what day did you say, T-Bob, if you have early access?
July 16th. I think we're going to be at SEC.
So that's why I asked the question. I think that we should, and I'm putting it out there so nobody steal this idea. Hey, Cole Kubelik and who's the other host? Greg McElroy. If y'all steal this idea, know that I said it first.
Come get your ass beat. I thought you were challenging him to hotel. Let's do some hotel NCAA.
No, well, we can do that, but also we can set up a TV and a system, and when we interview the players, come get 2 or 3 plays in. We could film it.
Yeah,
have that as some of our content. So we'll have NCAA right there when we have our guests for Media Days.
So just so that we're not accused of stealing ideas here, Jake just came up with that on the spot.
Yep.
John Neighbors a few years ago in Hoover did have a 360 with NCAA 14 set up. But again,
he didn't know that.
They didn't know that. That's what I'm saying. So this is a bespoke OTB idea right here. I'm just covering all of our bases.
John Neighbors, Arkansas?
Yeah, Arkansas. Okay. Yep. Love John.
Say John.
Scottie Scheffler update. He just bogeyed the next hole. So
jail got to him. He shook. He shook. The clinked out the hole. I don't know. All right, let's get some Ask the Bench coming up next on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Trash Rangers. You need somebody who's going to, actually give a damn about you and your waste management needs. That's the local guys. That's Trash Rangers. You go to trashsignup.com, and in just 3 minutes, you select your number of cans, your pickup days, see the price, and you're good to go. And if you live in Ascension or Livingston, there's a reason why you see the reviews blowing up on stuff like Facebook. There's a reason why you see those red cans popping up all over town, and it's just a level of service, reliability, efficiency, and give a damn that you don't get out of these national companies that keep the trash here but take the profits out of the state. Not at Trash Rangers. Profits go back into your communities, your churches, your little league teams, all of that. Remember, too, you need roll-away dumpsters, any size. That's anywhere. That ain't just Livingston or Ascension. Trash Rangers your answer. Trash sign up, trashrangersllc.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you can sign up right there on that site. You can see the reviews and ratings right there. Over 4,290 reviews right now. Ascension, Livingston, we're talking to you, but also roll-off dumpsters. We're talking to everybody right here in this Baton Rouge area. TrashRangersLLC.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes.
Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Looking back at Game 1 between LSU and Ole Miss, previewing Game 2, and some football talk with Preston Guy of TigerBait.com. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Hope you're all having a great day. It's been a fun, weird Friday, my favorite kind. And now it's time to close out Friday with Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Vizio, Ultra Blue Moon, Lots of Gas, Sweet. Ava Marzwani, and do you think Scotty had a police escort back to the golf course? Actually, ironically, almost assuredly, right? Like he 1,000% had a police escort back. Yes, to make it in time. Hashtag Ask the Bench, freshwater or saltwater fishing?
Fresh. Saltwater. Freshwater. Shout out to Joey.
Yeah, I would go fresh or...
Wow. Y'all aren't Louisianans if you're not saying saltwater.
Okay, you're not country.
I'd say
okay, that's fine.
I do like some marshiness, some kind of the little mix.
There's nothing better than like
brackish.
Brackish, that's what I was looking for. Not
you've
marshiness.
You've got Cross Lake, Caddo Lake, Toledo, Toledo Bend.
Yep.
You got it all right there at you, man. So many different options.
We basically have the best fishing for saltwater and freshwater.
Here you got to go to False River, really.
Are you impressed with the breadth of Beck's and Taylor's knowledge, considering their relative youth? Yeah, I would say so.
He did ask if Beck also has a shower shotgun. He does not, guys. We're teaching him the way. He's not quite on that level yet.
No, I'm not there yet.
I think Taylor keeps his shotgun by his shower, if I remember correctly.
I keep a 3-iron behind my bed.
I keep a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Ask the bench. When the body cam video comes out, what are the odds Scheffler played the "Do You Know Who I Am" card? Probably pretty high.
Probably. Well, considering like
he's the number one player.
Steps away from the golf course, and he's the number one player in the world. Probably pretty high.
Yeah.
Ryan Smith has T-Bot. Hebert ever revealed his YouTube chat identity? I do not know who T-Bot is. I think I know.
I know too.
I
but
don't know for
sure.
Yeah, it's not been confirmed. Ask the bench, why is there a UV index chart with precautions as for what to wear? I don't know what this question is. Ask the bench, What did both of you do in the time to pass the hospital where you waited for your wife to give birth? Now that OTB is ending, I'm bored. LOL. Thought they'd be here by now. Hey, congratulations, Golf. Hell yeah, man.
I took my older sons into like a side room where my mom was waiting, and they all watched Tommy Tanks hit the walk-off home run against Wake Forest, and Katie and I watched it right before Harlow came, and so
hell yeah.
Here's to hoping Tommy Tanks can hit a walk-off home run here in a couple hours.
What body of water
Or I don't even
will
want to
Gulf
walk
South?
off. Just like kill them. So I don't have to stress about it. I mean, walk off great, but that's going to be a lot of stress to get to that point.
What body of water will young Gulf South be named after?
I'm going to go Mississippi.
Delta something. Or wait,
Atlantic.
Delta.
Arctic.
Yeah, his son's name is Arctic Circle.
I like that.
Arctic Circle.
Arctic Circle South, though.
AC.
South.
That's AC.
Yeah, AC.
South.
That's a good one, yeah.
Ooh, AC. Was AC Slater
I don't know what I
Alfred
do in the
Clifford?
hospital. I just hung out and like read books, and we watched the first time we watched part of Transformers.
And what?
In the hospital.
Oh.
Ask the bench. Do you think Jason came back to monitor the show, became enraged at the Men I Would Kiss segment?
That would be good if he did.
Oh.
Avo, didn't T-Bob strike out like 13 times in a row in youth baseball? How's a baseball bat going to help you? Yeah, I think it was like 18, but yeah, to be fair.
Well,
yeah.
a person is a lot bigger than a baseball.
True.
So
True.
That's not 1-to-1.
Still, man, how'd you strike out that many times in a row? Like, you have decent hand-eye coordination. Actually, I'd say more than decent hand-eye coordination.
I don't know.
Every time I've ever seen you, like, you hit a 95-mile-per-hour fastball this summer.
I know. I'm a dog. I don't know what happened. I was in my head.
Poor mentality.
I was slumping.
Yeah.
Dude.
Too much failure in baseball.
Ask the bench. So if Hester was a Knicks fan and they were bad, now he switched to the Pelicans, and the Knicks are good and the Pelicans are bad, is Hester Jonah? Many people are asking. It's time to throw this dude overboard, boys.
Outside of the Braves, I like some really bad teams.
Yeah.
Chargers, Everton, Pelicans.
Okay, but I'm not going to blame you, though, because when you were on the Chargers, they were actually good.
Yeah, we were
So
good.
that's not on you.
As a
LSU's
fan, he's Jonah.
LSU's good.
Yeah, you made us go under 500 2 years in a row.
That's true. I did.
Hope you're happy, bro.
Yeah, I bet.
Hope you're happy.
Need my back to pop. I'm old. It won't happen.
T-Bob Antonio, your reading skills and comprehension skills go out the window in that particular question. I agree, UVC. I agree. I just need you to ask about like male nipples or something. That's like more my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
You went specifically male. That's
Because is there anything more worthless than a male nipple?
No. To your point, no.
We love you. Beat Ole Miss. See you Sunday.
Off the
Monday.
bench with
Monday.
Hester
See you
and
Monday.
T-Bob.
Sunday. Who's
Join
coming in Sunday?
The MMR group. And come by the Snaps YouTube channel in a minute here. MMRGRP.com, MMRGRP.com. If you want to ignite your career, join the largest electrical and instrumentation contractor in the entire nation that's headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, but has offices all over the globe. If you like outstanding benefits, if you like a dynamic culture, if you're a college student seeking internship, a seasoned pro, or just starting out, MMR has a variety of positions available for you. So start to explore it. Get that guidance. Get that career that you're searching for. Go to MMRGRP.com, MMRGRP.com.
Also, you can put MMR Baton Rouge into any search engine, and it's going to pull up what they have available, locations, all that information. You also get to check out the incredible campus they have off Airline Highway, but you also can go to that website T-Bob gave you, MMRGRP.com, MMRGRP.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company